Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Drop. I'm the host, the producer, and your main man, Dan Matha, in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a good one. I got the one, the only, Demitrius Bronson in the house. What up, my man? How you living?
What's up, man? I'm glad to be on the show, man. The drop, that beat, though, was, dropped.
I told you that, bro. So I told you that thing was going to be hot.
That thing, literally, you can play that in my car all day. They ready for the drop.
That thing's so.
They ready for the drop.
So when they sent that thing to me, so my boy, shout out to the Romantic Era.
Okay.
They be making me these fresh ass beats, right? So I sent them. I was like, yo, right now I'm doing this little thing. I got this little baby that I'm this incubating right now. It's a little spark right now, but I'm trying to turn it into a big ass fire, you know? So I was like, right now I got this idea of the show, you know what I mean? It's gonna kind of have this vibe, real saucy vibe going on, you know what I mean? But we're gonna drop some knowledge on the thing at the same time. But I need this beat. I need something, you know what I mean? I need something that encapsulates this thing. And he sent me it only took 3 tries. Dude sent me 3 little pre-made beats they already had. My boy Ben, shout out Ben.
Okay.
Shout out to my boy Ben. Sent me these 3 little clips, and they were all fire.
Yeah.
But the last one I liked the most, and then the middle one had what you heard was the are you ready for the drop? That little sound piece. I was like, yo, can we mix these 2 together? Sent that thing right over to me, and I heard that thing, and I was like, oh, I was like, ding, 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 ding. We got it. So that's where it's at right now. I think people think I'm going to pull out that little clip art thing. I'm like, yo, I got this dope stuff. Right? And they're like, oh, okay, this is going to be one of those royalty-free kind of cheesy things. I'm like, no, on the drop, we're only going to get you that exclusive. You know what I mean? That one of one.
I mean, are we going to get you on there at all? It's a little remix rapping on there?
Me rapping? I mean, I'm rapping right now. I'm a wordsmith.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah. No, I appreciate you, man, having me on the show. This is an honor. The drop, man, and glad to see where you're taking off and this is taking off. So, yes, sir, baby.
I appreciate that. So, what's going on with you, my man? It's been a little bit since we've been able to keep up. I mean, we stay in touch, right? You know, I'm shooting you a text every now and then. I'm seeing you doing something pretty impressive in the weight room, you know what I mean? Or something getting me juiced up, because you're always doing something that's getting me juiced up. So I'm seeing something. I'll shoot you a little text, a little DM, whatever. Yo, keep it up, big dog, or whatever.
Yep.
Brief little catch up. But now I got you in the crib.
Yes, sir.
I got you at the drop. You know what I mean? So what's going on? I see you doing that 53 squad, right? I see you inspiring everyday people to do extraordinary things.
Yeah, man. Got that going. It's been going great just since after I got out of wrestling, just being able to talk to people on a different level and be able to just implement health and fitness in their everyday lives, man. It's great. Something that I didn't really see, myself doing, being a trainer, being a motivator, and talking out to big crowds and corporations. But
what did you see yourself being if you didn't see yourself doing that? Because, dude, ever since I met you, I'm just like, this dude is just a motivation. You know what I mean? I hear it's just one of those things where certain people got it. You know what I mean? And you got your head on your shoulders, and I've got a keen eye for bullshit and ass mofos, you know what I mean? So I know when someone's a hard worker and when someone's not a hard worker. Yeah. And when we started working together, that's one of the things I do when I'm peeping out all the new guys that come in to work. Cause so many jokers get to get into the door, because everybody's a little gypsy, you know what I mean? Entertainer. So you can fake it, you know what I mean? For a good little bit. So there's a little time period that I have at work, you know what I mean? Somewhere between 6 months to a year, where I need to know someone before I can really know what they're about, you know what I mean? And when you're at a place like where we were at in the WWE, which is where we met, that training center, we're all around each other so much with so many different interactions that you find out who someone is after enough time around them, you know what I mean? And I saw it with you. I was like, yo, this dude... Not only he's saying what he's saying, but he's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's backing it all up and doing it. And dude, you would do it in a way, honestly, so like had this big personality, but like I don't know anybody that's ever said a bad word about you. You know what I mean? Which is like hard to say, especially when you have a big personality. Because sometimes when you got a big personality, it makes little personalities feel better. You know what I mean? You know, so they don't like it. You know, and it's not a you thing; it's like a them thing. Just you existing kind of can like, I don't know, could be too much for people, right? But like I've never met anybody like you, bro. Just everybody's like, yo, that Demitrius, you know what? I love him. You know what I mean? You just got this energy to you that just makes people feel like it just feels, it's like this positive, infectious energy. I imagine that's probably why no one really has anything bad to say about you.
Nah, man, I appreciate that. You know what? I just think this life is short, right? And why just be negative about things? Why just, wishing you shoulda, coulda, instead of just going out there and doing it, right? Knowing that there's going to be trials and mountains you're going to have to climb, but like at the end of the day, it's you, right? And I started to notice at an early time, just in my late 20s, like, man, it's not about me winning, but it's about that next person winning. Because if I can bring them up, they're going to bring everybody else up, and then we're going to have a better place. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the outlook I take on just me being
rising
me.
tide raises all boats.
Yeah, man. And just being that leader, being that light in people's just lives and stuff like that. Obviously, you have to go through things to see that side of it.
Most definitely, bro.
To help people on the other side. But, it's that's just the outlook I take, and that, if we actually tried to be our best self each day, man, what would that look like, right? This whole world would just be a totally different place if we really just was like, you know what, I'm gonna win today, and by winning the next second, the next minute, the next hour, and then I'm gonna transition that into the next day, man. So that's the outlook I take on things, man. And
that's that compound interest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when you think about it with money, like this is something that I've been like learning about money is like if you like when you save money and then there's like interest and you compound that interest, like that little bit turns into a lot really quick. Yeah. And I was just like, dude, like this, when I understood that, immediately I just thought about like athletics. Yeah. Whether it's like strength training, speed training, skill acquisition, any of the things that come with like training your body for whether you're just like a weekend, you know what I mean, or like a athletic enthusiast, physical preparation enthusiast, or if you're like a skilled athlete, right? Yeah. There is the correlation to compound interest is like you do a little bit every single day. You do a little bit, you get a little bit better. You know, because some days are going to suck. Yeah. Some days are just not going to be that good, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to just not feel. Dude, today I worked out, bro. My neck, my shoulder's still kind of banged up from the accident. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was feeling like shit. I wanted to really kind of get after it. Yeah. But I kind of worked around it. And I just jump rope today, did some light body weight stuff, and I got a good sweat in, and like, I did something. My body felt better coming out of it than it did going into it. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's a win on the day, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, because there's been plenty of times where I've been able to give 110%, right? Yeah. I mean, those are good. Those are great days, bro. But like you're going to have more bad days than you're going to have good days. Yeah. At least early on. Now, that compound interest comes in, right? That's what we're talking about here. That compound interest of just getting a little bit better every single day in like 10 years. Because that 10 years is going to pass, right? Regardless, whether you get better every single day or not. Yeah. But if you put just that little bit for 10 years, like next thing you know, you're going to be so much like beyond where you were. And then when you grow from that next level, that growth isn't the same as it was earlier on.
Because you've been through it. You've been through the storm, right? And you know how to attack it. You know, a lot of times we're afraid of storms or things that happen. We try to run away from it instead of, if we go through those hard times, if we just suffer for a little bit, we know it's going to get better, right? And when it does, you're gonna be like, gosh, I'm glad I went through that, instead of running away from it. Because when the storm really does come, we don't know how to take it on. Instead, we, a lot of us just kind of crawl up and instead of rising up, right?
I think that is something a lot of people could use in their life.
Yeah.
Is a little bit, you got to find ways to add adversity in your life sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially living in a place. I feel like the world has got, at least we're fortunate enough to live in America and live in a place that's like, there's a lot of luxuries provided to us that like even our parents weren't provided, and their parents. And I mean, if you just think like X amount of like real, like outside of our lifetime really quick, like, you know, things weren't that great. But we live in a place where things have gotten, like technology wise, things are so easy for us humans, right? Mm-hmm. So like, it's like, I'm saying like a lot. I'm like, I'm like, people at home are like, yo, dude, shut the, just spit it out. So, they, what was I saying? I lost my damn.
You were talking about like.
What was I saying right before? Like, what was I saying right before? I was on a point. I had a point.
Yes, you were. You were building up. Let's go back.
Compound interest.
Yes. Nah. Okay, we gotta fast forward a little bit.
Yeah. Not as many good days.
Yes. A lot of bad days.
A lot of bad days.
Yeah.
Oh, this was, bro, I remember.
There we go.
I remember. Adversity, bro.
Okay.
Adversity.
There we go.
Need a little bit of adversity in your
Like
life,
we
you
just
know what I mean? Listen, bro, I just banged my head like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I got a little.
Yeah.
You got a little excuse there, even though I just think it was some forgetfulness.
No, man, I'm just trying to figure out. I remember calling you because we were supposed to hang out or whatnot, something like that. And or I texted you or something. It was one of those. I know it was one of those. But we were supposed to do something, and then you're like, "No." Oh, we're supposed to lift. I think.
Yeah, we were supposed to get a workout in.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Yo, man, when are we doing this?" And you calmly was just like, "Yep, I just got thrown out of the my vehicle. Something. But I'm all right though. I'm gonna beat it." As I'm sitting there like, what? Like, how does somebody recover as calmly as you did, right? And just come back, and now, you know, you got all these things are going for you. You're still moving and shaking. How do you just set your mind in a place to where you're not going to lose? Because you could have just said, you know what, this is it. I'm out the car. You know what, I just got released from WWE. Things are going bad, but instead, you're moving. How do you get your mindset to be like that, or how do you just keep it pushing? What's your secrets?
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
And I am a huge, like, something I take, like, is kind of like my code.
Yeah.
Is like, I try to be as real and authentic to who I am as possible.
Yep.
And like, I say a lot of things. I'm loud at times. I can be opinionated because I feel a certain way about something, but I feel that way and I am that way because like that comes from right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the way I carry myself, the way I think, you know, we're talking about mindset development.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a kid that grew up in a trailer park across the street from the projects.
Yeah.
Like I'm not supposed to be here right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be a grunt.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing hard labor. I'm supposed to begin run into the ground for some low wages or in jail. You know what I mean? Or something worse.
Yeah.
That's like where I'm supposed to be right now. So statistically speaking, like I had to do something extraordinary to kind of get out of my circumstances.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to where to kind of give credit to this, because as young and as far back as I can remember, I had a vision of like who I was and like how I was going to be. And like as far back as I can remember. Yeah. And it's changed over the years, and that vision has gotten, it's adjusted. Yeah. It's kind of changed, but like it's gotten brighter. You know what I mean? And I've always kind of known what I wanted to stand for. And I learned at a young age that like you can change your circumstances based on like your thoughts, on your actions. Like you can, if you work hard towards something, like you can get better. If I pour everything that I have into this one thing, and I focus all of my energy, all my might, all my thoughts and prayers into this one thing, I can make this happen.
Yeah.
And like, I just know, because I know if I don't give up, I can't lose. And like, I was always somebody, I was very competitive when I was younger, because I wanted something more for myself. And I thought like I could be more than what I am. Yeah. And I wasn't afraid to lose. I would compete with anybody in anything, you know? Yeah. And I would lose. A lot of times I did anything when I was younger. I sucked. I would lose. But I was like, I would get done. I'd be like, no, let's go again. If it was a race and I lost, let's race again. Yeah. If I lost again, let's race again. I knew if I could keep going, I would eventually beat you. Same thing with anything that I've done. I just was like, I'm just going to outwork you. I'll dig a trench deeper than anybody. Yeah. Because like, this has been the biggest thing for me to answer your question, because this may be a little long-winded, but I knew that like I would dig in the trenches, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna dig a deeper trench, bro. I heard Will Smith one time say, I have no talent, I have no skill. The only difference between you and I is if we get on a treadmill, like I will have to die before I get off this. Yeah, I remember before that. Yep. You. And that just resonated with me so much. Yeah. So much. And I just knew that if I never gave up, you couldn't beat me. And I would just keep getting better.
Do you think that's already born inside of you, or is that something you can learn? Because I keep going back and forth in it. Like, I don't know, is it a skill or is it something innate already? You know, what are your thoughts on
it? Dude, that's a tough question, bro. Because I think about that a lot. Yeah. And I was like, dude, is this going to be something that in like 20, 30 years, we realize that this is like it's a gene? You know what I mean? Like somebody has this like ambitious gene inside of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or determination. You know what I mean? Because like, I feel like for me, like it's just perseverance. Yeah. If you could just, you know what I mean? If you can just put up with whatever, no matter how hard, how difficult it was, like if it's better, if I can get better doing it, no matter how hard it is, I'm going to do it. If it's going to get me what I want. Yeah. Yeah. And the main reason for like what has kind of kept me, you know, I was able to bounce back so quickly with this. People are like, man, I just love this positive attitude you're having. And it's like, I don't know how, you know what I mean? I don't really know how to not have a positive attitude when adversity hits, because I've had it happen so many times, but I've been fortunate enough to have the strength to bounce back every time. Yeah. And for me, it's like, I know what I'm running from. It's easy, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's easy to keep going towards a goal when you know what you're running from. Like a lot of people say, what's your why? Yeah. And that's cool too, know your why. But like, I know my why not. Yeah, yeah. Because I know, man, I know. Key. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. I know what hell looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? That's totally true. Like, you know, I was having a conversation with my wife the other day, and she was like, why are you always such a ninny, or, you know, about keeping stuff clean, or about not wasting food, and, you know, this and that. And I just said, listen, I've seen that, right? I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go back to, you know, barely being able to pay the bills and you know, food, you know, coming from different places and stuff like that. So I'm going to cherish everything, you know, or look at it in a different light, because I don't want to go back down that road that I came from. But then I think about, man, what if the road was different? Would I be different, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like that road was made for us, you know, because it was in the plans, right? You know, and so it's just, you know, I see it time and time again, especially training athletes. You get two different sides of the coin, and that's why I'm always like, gosh, you get one person A, go all out, not as talented, but will give you everything they got. Person B, not as determined, has all the talent in the world. Yeah, you know, and so it's just like, gosh, what makes you tick? You know, I still keep asking myself, D, what makes you tick? It's an ongoing question, you know, and you start to think about my why or what I'm running from, right? But even then, you're like, man, how do I keep going and pushing myself? Because a lot of times, who's pushing us, you know?
Well, that's where you got to learn how to harness your competitiveness when you are a competitive person. I think you can like develop habits whether you're a competitive person or not. I think it really comes down to building habits. You know what I mean? Like habits, like motivation is fleeting. You know, you can watch a video, be around a person and be motivated in the moment.
Exactly.
Or motivated briefly after, you know what I mean? Right after the incident. But 3, 4, 6 months in, a year in, 5 years, 10 years. I'm 20 years into training. You know what I mean? I imagine you're probably somewhere similar.
Same.
It can't be motivation. It can't be all rah. You know what I mean? There's got to be habits ingrained. There has to be like, you got to know your why. And you got to know your why nots. And I think when you're competitive, the thing that you see with a lot of guys in athletics, when they come out, they just kind of like let themselves go physically, you know, like some of that comes down to is like, they didn't move their goals ahead. They didn't like, they hit a goal and then they never reset their goals. But like you've got to always have like what you're shooting for almost has to be ever moving. It has to be an unhittable target. And that's why you can't have an unhealthy relationship with like being something. You know what I mean? Like that's why you have to just be. And because you're gonna change. You know what I mean? And sometimes those things that you're reaching after are going to change, and they're gonna force you to change. But like you need to go in that direction. You know what I mean? And your intuition will lead you. I think a lot of people kind of neglect that gut feeling you get.
You got to go for the gut feeling. I'm a fan. Like when I feel something, it's coming from somewhere, and that gut feeling is strong. Like for me, it's strong, you know. And I've made decisions that people are like, "D, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Listen, I gotta go," you know. And then it makes sense later, you know. But that, you know, I think we think too much, or we just don't do right. Everybody's afraid to. That gut feeling can also be, you know, jumping off that bridge. You don't know where you're gonna land at. But
bro, when you're willing to bet on yourself, any decision is a good decision. And that's what people can't understand when you make these crazy decisions. They're like, dude, what are you doing? And it's like, well, you don't see what I see. And you don't know what I know. And that's why you'll never understand. But it's like, that's okay.
They don't trust themselves. You know, I feel like we're safe with being safe. Right. Instead of really get uncomfortable. Like, you know, it just, maybe you fall flat on your face, but you learn from that lesson and go get uncomfortable again. We want that, you know, that safe base. And I just, the ones that take that road of like, you know what, that gut feeling and go get it, I just feel like those are some of the most phenomenal people, because they're like you said, they're betting on themselves that they will win. And 9 times out of 10 from them going after that, they will. It might not be what they thought at first, right? But something good will come from it. You know what I'm saying? So I think at the end of the day, you know, obviously that
success isn't linearly, you know? So it's like when you bet on yourself, sometimes you're going to go through some hard times.
You need to.
You know what I mean? And they're going to feel like losses. But they're just lessons. You know what I mean? For you to because that direction that you were going was the wrong one. So you had to hit that wall, hit that pothole. So you'd be like, okay, this ain't the road that I'm supposed to be taking. This ain't the path. I don't got to turn the car around. You don't got to turn the car around. You just got to redirect, or sometimes pull it over and change the tire. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to call AAA, but like you don't ever turn back around. you know? And so you like learn these lessons.
Yeah.
You learn like they're just little lessons for you to keep going or to redirect to get to where you're going.
And then to keep making you stronger, because each lesson that you learn, you're stronger. Like, okay, I got that under my belt. I went through that. Boom, you hit another bump. Da, 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 da. Boom, you hit another bump. So like you're getting stronger as you're getting towards your goal. So when each storm keeps coming, you're like, oh, I'm winning. Let's go. You know, let's take it on, instead of, like you said, hitting that reverse button, right, to where you're running away from it. And then you don't ever know what it's going to feel like to be in that position to get to the top. And so, and stay your course. I think a lot of times we try to go other people's courses instead of really digging down deep and finding what is best for me in your situation. We see other people, oh man, they're doing this and they're doing that, you know, but it's came from somewhere, right? No matter what anybody says, I mean, they were working at it somewhere, doing something, late nights, early mornings, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just, dude, we got to go for it.
People don't realize is those experiences that they're going through, those failures that they perceived failures that they're going through, the hard lessons that they're going through, those are experiences.
Yeah.
And like a part of life, at least what I've learned on my time on this planet, you know, is experiences. And the only way to truly get to know yourself is to expose yourself to as many experiences as possible.
Yeah.
So in that process of going through experience to experience, and sometimes them being rough, you know what I mean? Not being the nicest experiences, some of them being great experiences, some of them being somewhere in between. In that process, you learn more about yourself than you originally knew when you first took the journey.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you get to where you thought your destination was, you know, you're on to something else. You know what I mean? Or you found and learned that there's like something else within you that, you know, that is your true calling.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times as we get caught up in, we set that goal and it's concrete, right?
Yeah.
And then as you're trying to get to it and you get to it, maybe sometimes obtaining that goal isn't necessary. Or is not what's right, or is not what's best for you, because you've grown and changed along the way. So it's like, I got to redirect, because, you know, maybe you you had a goal at hand, a certain job that you wanted, and you had all these prerequisites that you had to hit before you got there. And along the way of hitting those prerequisites, you kind of started learning things about yourself, you know, that you didn't know before, and what you once thought you wanted, you know, whatever job it is that or goal that you were seeking after. Once you get there, you realize, oh, well, this was, you know, something that I thought I wanted at this time, but I really wanted this other thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, if it's a job opportunity, a lot of times people just take it because it seems secure and safe.
Yeah.
Right. We get back to what we were talking about. And it takes them more time, you know what I mean, to get, some people never leave that job, you know, they stay there for 40 years and get a pension and retire off into the sunset, and they live old with eyes full of regret. Yeah. You know, but sometimes people figure it out and they redirect, and sometimes it takes more time than others, and sometimes, you know, people make the decision because they trust themselves, they trust their gut, and they saw, you know, they listened. You know, sometimes when you just truly like get quiet and listen, you know, like your body starts telling, your mind starts telling you things, you know what I mean? Like what you really should be doing, the that important connection. Things to you.
You know, I think everybody has something special to offer. We're all unique. Right, not one. I think gene is the same, right, or not one body is the same. And my assumptions is, if we are not seeking what that is, then we're holding it on somebody else, right, from not reaching what their full potential is. And so for me, you know, people would always ask, D, what are you doing for your lives? How are you eating? You know, what's the thing? How do you keep driving and this and that? And for me, I would always be quiet about it, right? just be quiet, kind of go about my business. But until I started understanding that, man, people, they want to know what you have to offer, that special thing. Once I started figuring out, okay, man, inspiring people, motivating people was that thing, and you started giving back, you started seeing more wins in people, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just yourselves. Now, you're not only are you bringing up yourself, you're bringing up everybody else around you too. But it's that special thing that we have to find for ourselves that differentiates us, me from you,
right?
Whatever that
I take it. I bet you get a positive buzz when you bring people up, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You feel almost like you feel physical, like a positive physical reaction to your body based on helping others.
Yes. Yeah.
There's something to that, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, there's something to like having, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people don't do enough things for other people around them. And I think if we did more for those around us, we do more for ourselves.
Yeah.
There's it's like selfish. you gotta give to receive.
Yeah.
You can't just always be taking.
Yes.
And I think as young men and women, our brains are so simple. Can't, a lot of times we just think that we're the only people that exist, right? We don't, a lot of times people don't realize that there's other people in the world that matter, right?
And that's the thing.
And they live in their own world. And then there's something happens in everybody's life where they realize there's this little, I call it the spark in the dark. And this little spark goes off in the dark, right? And it just catches your attention, right?
Yeah.
And you realize that you've been living your whole life in the dark.
Yeah.
Right? And that darkness is you not knowing shit.
Yeah.
But you thinking that you know everything.
Yeah.
You know? And some people live their whole lives in the dark.
Yeah.
But others, they see that spark. And some will pay attention to it and wait for the next spark to go off. And then the next one, and then the next thing you know, that spark starts a fire, and then it burns down the whole forest, right? And then afterwards, everything's cleared, and you realize, it's like, oh damn, I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
But now I know a little bit more, but now I'm realizing how much more shit I still don't know.
Yeah.
And then to get to that, I think a lot of people need to do a little bit of they got to do a little more introspective work, I think, to get there. I think for me that's what helped me to get there, and I think more people kind of need that.
I think we don't want each other, gosh, can't talk, to win, right? And so we're all about ourselves. You see what I'm saying? And so if you understand that, man, it's really not a me factor. Yes, everybody has goals and aspirations and things they want to achieve and get in life. But how much better if you bring that person next to you up with you that wants to go?
Yeah.
Right? Because now, instead of you trying to achieve your goal, right, by all this negativity around, pretty soon it's going to pull you down, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a goal and you start wanting others to achieve their goals, right, now they're winning. Now you're getting that positive energy and that positive vibe off them. It's contagious, right?
Yeah.
Now you're in a world where everybody's trying to be their best selves, right? And it's a simple saying, but dude, you got to think about that. If everybody's trying to be their best selves, then they're bringing people up. Then we're acting as a team, right? Then the vibe is up, right? The positivity is up.
Yeah.
But if we don't care, then it's just a no care world, and that's how you see things are on one spectrum or the other.
Yeah. What would you say? So this is what you do. This is what you do at 53 Squad,
yes,
right? With all the people that you train, you try and help and bring them up.
Yeah.
What do you find? I imagine most of the people that come there are looking for something, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little motivation, kind of get them going to kind of help them build habits and the things to start, build a healthy lifestyle. And then it's nice to be around like-minded people as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, you kind of gravitate towards that, because maybe not everybody, some people aren't into, I think there's some people that are a little bit more sensitive to energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like they're a little bit more, they're not as extroverted, they're more introverted, and sometimes maybe social gatherings aren't really their thing.
Yeah.
So like maybe those people aren't attracted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To maybe events like that.
I think it's your job as a trainer to find that and bring them out of that, right? However you can do that.
Yeah.
And so instead of thinking of training as, we're going to go throw some weight around, do a couple burpees and call it a day. We're creating a lifestyle. Within the lifestyle, there has to be habits, right?
Yeah.
And within that, with those habits, you're in that, my trainer, right? So if I'm training somebody 3 days a week, every month, right? So that's 3, 6, 9, 12?
What is that, an hour?
Yeah,
an hour each session?
Yeah, hour each session,
yeah,
give or take, right? So you're seeing them about, 60 times?
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
You mean a year or in a month?
No, a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you are able to have an imprint on their lives now, right? The thought is, when somebody's coming to you, you can't look at them as a client. You have to look at them as they are coming to me for help. This is my chance to help change their life around now. And so that's why learning each person, learning about them, learning, getting them to be as a team, right? In anything that we do, it's all team. It's all teamwork, right? And so if we can learn how to work together as a team, and not only as a team, but be a family, right? That they know somebody cares, that they know somebody's wanting them to win, that they know somebody wants them just to be their best self.
So you're adapting, like you're adapt to each of your clients, members, of your squad.
Yeah.
You are, you're kind of, each, certain people react and respond to different things. So you're kind of figuring out kind of people's personalities, what they respond well to, what they don't respond well to. Mm-hmm. You try and kind of tailor that to help motivate them. You know what I mean? Because it's like everybody's different.
Yeah.
It's like for football, I learned, early in my career, I've kind of always found myself in leadership positions on all my teams. And in high school, I can I was one of the captains on the team, and I could look back at in leadership positions where I just thought everyone could handle, I could talk to everyone the same way I talk, how I talk to anyone is how I could talk to everybody on the team. And then I realized, oh no, I can't. As I got older, I was like, oh no, dummy, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Everybody's different. Certain people come from different backgrounds, environments. They kind of respond and react to different things, different ways. Some dudes, you can call them out. You know what I mean? In front of anybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? To push their buttons. You know what I mean? Yeah. Other people got to pull them to the side. Kind of put an arm around them. You know what I mean? Show them a little, be a little bit more. Have a little bit more tact with the way you deliver something, you know, because some people need that blunt force trauma. You know what I mean? There's some people, I feel like I was one of those athletes. I needed you to yell and cuss at me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I needed, I was a dummy. You know what I mean? I'm looking now, I was like, oh, there's some people that they could just put their arm around me yo, listen, dude, you know what I mean? You're showing up a little late to practice, or we don't think you're giving enough effort, or you're supposed to, you got the B gap here instead of the C gap. Come on, bro. I could have got talked to like that instead of getting MF'd, you know what I mean? Chewing tobacco in my eyes, you know what I mean?
Those are the days.
Those O-line coaches, bro. Those O-line coaches are the craziest. Out of all the coaches, O-line coaches, the craziest of coaches.
Yeah. Nah, hands down. Yeah. Hands down. D-line. I don't know. My D-line might be.
Yeah, but those D-line, bro. Those lazy sons of bitches, bro. I hate me a D-lineman, bro. I hate me a D-lineman. The only reason why I have respect for D-linemen because it's a physical, they got to deal with us O-linemen. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But them boys, listen to this. The only position on the field, bro, maybe only position in any sports where you could grade out at 1%, bro. You could have the worst day ever. Yeah. But if you have that game-ending sack,
you're good.
You're the hero. You know what I mean? And offensive line is the opposite. Because it's like, as offensive line, you could grade out 99%.
Yeah.
But that last play you gave the sack up,
It's over.
everyone's just going to be dogging you, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to, because O-line's the only position that gets no shine.
Yeah.
They get no shine.
I need more love. Hogs up front, man.
Because cornerbacks are kind of similar.
Yeah.
Because like a cornerback's the same way. Like you can have a
yeah.
great game, but if you get burned one time, bro, it's like,
done.
yo, get him off the field, bro.
Yep.
Get him off the team. He
Yeah,
sucked.
man.
I told y'all you should have re-signed him last year. You know what I mean? People at home like, man, cut him. But they had the opportunity for a pick six.
Yes.
And there's glory with the pick six. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There ain't no glory in the pancake. You know what I mean? Even though it is the most exhilarating feeling in the world, bro. When you take another man, you get, especially when you feel it happening, bro. There's this feeling, bro. When you get
and
the perfect fit, bro, you get the perfect fit underneath them, and you either catch them off balance or they tried, like they were out of position and tried getting back into position.
Yeah.
You know? You just get right underneath them. You get both hands under them shoulder pads. You lift that boy up. You got your hips running, bro. You feel his feet come off. His whole body just clenches up because they don't know. Football players don't like being off their feet.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And when
especially
when you get lifted up, it's like a forklift. When it happens, bro, it feels like a forklift is lifting you up, and there's nothing you can do. You just take a man from point A to point B against his will, bro, and it's just like the best feeling ever.
The drop. Boom. Oh my God, dude, you miss those days, man? Like, you know, just playing and smelling that grass. I said that the other day. I was like, man, I miss the smell of grass. And my athlete thought I was crazy. I was like, get it. Like, it brings back just childhood memories, football memories, like just standing on like freshly cut grass. You miss those days, man?
I don't miss that shit.
Oh my God.
I don't miss that shit, dog. No, bro. I'm happy it's over, bro. I made peace, dude. So I made peace. Honestly, when I was done playing football, bro, I was done.
Yeah.
I was okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, and I don't really watch too much football anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been kind of jonesing a little bit recently.
Yeah.
Just because like there's been almost so much turnover since I've got done playing to like now that like there's like a lot of guys in the league that like I'm not even too up on anymore.
Yeah.
Which at a point I knew who everybody in the league was. I knew who everybody in the league was, and I knew where they went to college. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's that Madden, bro.
Yeah,
I learned all that Madden career mode. You get that franchise mode, I'd be trading players.
Man, my son beat me the other day in Madden. I'm hot.
Oh damn, bro.
Hot.
Like for shoot? Like you were
were
you trying?
The first quarter, I was like, I'm messing around. But then I was like, dude, he's actually good. These little kids on these video games, man, like, oh my gosh, they would have probably blown us out the water when we were kids.
Dude, so what was it? I had video games pretty early. I like to take pride in my video game skills. You know what I mean? I'm not ready to relinquish that to these new up and comers. You know what I mean? I've been out the game for a little bit because I haven't had a TV or a video game console in 6 years.
Oh, geez. 6
years, dog. 6 years going on 7.
So what was the last?
360.
360, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. What's the notion behind that?
I'm such a competitive person that like I gotta be good at all the video games.
Oh my God.
I can't be bad at the video games. I gotta be good. And to be good, you gotta put time in.
Yeah.
And as much as I enjoy playing video games, I don't want to waste, like, time is very limited. You know what I mean? It's just like, as much as I love it, it's not really a priority in what I'm doing. I'm not trying to make any money off of playing video games. Which, like, you could do if you got a Twitch stream. Which I'm about to start a Twitch stream. But we're not playing video games on it. I'm gonna start a show. I'm gonna have a you know, this is
a drop
exclusive
show, or is it
it's gonna be a little it's gonna be a little spin-off. It's gonna be a second show.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little different.
So what else is in store? You got that going. I need to see you in a couple movies.
I'm working on that, bro. I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I hit up a couple casting agencies.
Okay.
And I got a portfolio and everything I sent to some casting agencies.
Dude, I mean, you're 6'9", like 300 pounds. I mean, somebody gotta.
Yeah. I look good too. When I take this shirt off, you know what I mean? The other day I was like, man, because I've been eating a lot of calories since the accident had happened. And for those who don't know, we were talking about the accident earlier, but I was in a major car accident. I've told the story a bunch of times. Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell it a bunch of more times. You can peep my page just for the story of me continuing this conversation. I was in this car accident, and so like I've been jacked up from the car accident. So I've just been going hyper calories.
Yeah,
I've been going just big calories, not really worrying about what I eat, because I've been in a caloric deficit for almost 2 years now, which is like awful. It's not a very good thing to do.
Yeah, what
like,
is that?
You know what's my deficit?
Yeah.
3,000.
The deficit, what the heck is
Hey, bro, you know what I mean? There's a lot of muscle on it. There's a lot of muscle on this frame, bro. You know what I mean?
My God.
You don't get 6'9", 290 for no reason. You got to eat big to get big.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Woo!
I've been a big eater my whole life.
Yeah.
Since I was a little kid. It runs in my family. Because we're all big ass dudes. We're just big eaters.
Man, so going like, where's your head at? How did you not get just what you missed everything? Right, or you got to bet you got to.
The accident.
Yeah, accident.
Okay, so I mean, you can still check my Instagram posts. And there's a bunch of other articles out there. But I'm gonna tell you guys are gonna hear the story again. This is a new show. I got to kind of repeat a bunch of shit. This is a good story too. It's a crazy story. It's a very profound moment when I write my book. You know, my New York bestseller.
The Drop.
You know that the Drop's gonna have an episode for sure, a chapter in it, and like the accident. Right.
There you go.
So,
yeah.
I was ejected out of the front window of my car, right? I was in an accident, boom, got ejected out of the front window of the car. I walked away from this incident. I got ejected through the front window as I came through. So I'm driving through this intersection. Yeah. And I had a feeling like, I was like, this is a weird intersection. Cause I thought as I was approaching it, I was like, where's the red light? And then there was like no red light. And then I was like, where's the stop sign? And then I didn't see the stop sign. And I was like, oh, this must be one of those intersections that only has stop signs, only one direction.
Yeah.
And only has one direction. So I was like, okay, and continued through the intersection. As I did that, the next thing I remember is waking up on the concrete.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
And there was like 3 people standing over top of me. There was people all over the place. Like, it was like very chaotic. I barely remember. This was like, I didn't even remember this memory right away.
Yeah.
I recalled this like maybe 5 days later because I was telling the story so much.
Yeah.
I like had like almost like a flashback of that memory of waking up and getting up and having 3 people stand over top of me. And then me getting up and the one lady being like pleading with me, like grabbing me. She told me her name and she was like some sort of medical profession. Because I can't remember her name for the death of me. But I can remember this girl's face. If I ever saw her, I would know.
Yeah.
And she was just pleading with me not to move because like obviously I was just flung through the front window. So she was probably trying to keep me immobilized until the paramedics got there.
Yeah.
The next thing that I remember, and this was the first thing that I remembered until I had that flashback, was getting put into the paramedics by the EMT. And then being strapped down to the board, having my head strapped down, my neck in a harness, being completely just like strapped. And these EMTs, bro, they were struggling trying to get my big ass, trying to get my big ass up.
30s over there, man.
So
somebody give us 2 straps, please. Jeez.
They're like, could someone give us a hand over here? And they're asking people, non-EMTs to help them. So they get me in there and they strap me in, and then I'm like kind of coming to being like, oh, like what just because I have no idea what just happened to me. And so I'm like kind of piecing everything together. So I'm asking the EMTs questions, where am I? What happened? Am I going to be okay?
Yeah.
And I'm asking them about the person that I was realizing that I hit somebody, and or they hit me, and being like, are they okay? And them answering all these questions, and them being like, you were in a car accident, you were ejected through the front window, we pulled up onto the scene and you were on the concrete. We're worried, like you have, we've taken precautions for, you've got a huge laceration on the back of your head, you've got road burn down the left side of your body. Like they were just telling me everything that kind of happened.
Yeah.
And they're like worried about my, like some sort of spinal fraction or like brain bleeding. So I'm kind of running all these tests on my hands and fingers while I'm in there. I'm moving my fingers, my hands. I'm strapped down, so I can't move too much, but I'm flexing everything. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like, I'm hyper aware of my body. I've been training it since I was 12 years old, and like, it's been like my craft, and like, I take pride in being fully connected with my body, all parts of it, It's kind of a part of like why I love the training process so much. I love my body. I love studying it. I love trying to increase, like, it's been so good to me, you know what I mean? So I try to be so good to it. And so I'm just squeezing all the muscles and feeling everything. I'm like, okay, like, I know they're worried that my neck's broken, but like, I don't think it's broken. And I had like this calm sense over me that there was nothing wrong with me. Finally, I got to, because I was like 40 minutes away from the hospital. 40 minutes away from the hospital. So they zipped me on over to Orlando. It was like Orlando Trauma Center. So I get in there, and it's like a scene from ER, bro. Like, there's just mad people waiting for me to get there. Mad doctors and nurses. They had, the masks on because it was during COVID. And, they start poking, prodding, running all these tests on me. They couldn't find my wallet, so I was just in the system as John Doe. So I'm like trying to explain to them who I am. You know what I mean? John Doe XL.
Wait,
John Doe XL up in that motherfucker.
Wait, so you were kind of conscious when they were asking questions?
From that point on, so from the ambulance on, I was completely hyper aware.
Oh, wow.
I was so aware. My senses were heightened, like exponential, tenfold.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't really see anybody because I was like strapped. I mean, I could see, but I was strapped down, so I could only look up and out of the corner of my eyes. And so I was just like really focusing on like hearing. I was just like hearing all these everybody's conversations. And I was just trying to be super like tuned into everything that was going on. So I just picked up a lot of the information via just hearing everything. And like I said, my senses were just, I was trying to figure I was just like, dude, there's like, cause even I'm on like a month and 2 weeks removed from the accident. March 28th was the accident. I don't have any memory from thinking this is a weird intersection to waking up on the concrete.
Wow.
Like I don't going through the windshield. Like not the collision not through the windshield, not landing on the concrete. None of that. I have no recollection, no brief glimpse of anything. I've talked about this story friggin' 1,000 times.
Yeah. Man.
And I like, that's all that I have. And like, but that's, I think it might be a good thing, that's your body's like mechanism to like your brain's mechanism. Like, yo, some traumatic shit just happened to you, bro. Like, we got you. You don't need to know about this. You don't need to know about this. Okay. We got you out of this. You don't need to know about this.
Yeah.
But then when I got into the hospital, they ran me through the CAT scan.
Yeah.
That was like the big one, was get me into the CAT scanner. And they did a full-length scan of my spine.
Yeah.
Full-length spine. Dyslexia. That's some dyslexia. I refused to get treated for it when I was a little kid. I've been dealing with it my whole life.
Full-length spine.
The full-length scan of my spine. So from my cervical all the way down.
Yeah.
you know, and then they did a scan on my brain. Then they did a scan on my pelvis and my left elbow because my left elbow was jacked up. My left hand and my left elbow were jacked up.
Yeah.
I think through context clues, when I went through the window, I think I planted with my left elbow and then rolled onto my back because all the road burn is on the left side of my body.
Yeah.
Left elbow, left wrist, left ass cheek, left shoulder, left ankle. It was rough.
Everything.
The ass cheek was the worst. Bro, I had all that skin up off that thing, bro. It hurt so bad, bro. It stung like a mother.
Yeah, dude, even the little tiniest cut would sting. Imagine your whole gosh, Lee.
It was burned too. Everything has healed up, bro, super quickly. But they did the scan. They took me out. It took about 20, 30 minutes for the doctor to come in. The doctor comes in and he just goes, I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're from, but there ain't nothing wrong with you.
Oh, geez.
He was like, you got a concussion. You got a gnarly scar on the top of your head. We had to put 5 staples into it, and we're going to remove those staples and then put 10 stitches in there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because the way it looks like somebody just stuck it in a garbage disposal, bro. It's like somebody took a Sawzall and just like right in the back of my shit.
Jeez.
Like someone's trying to crack open a coconut.
Yeah.
But this was not this coconut.
They want to get a piece of that mine.
Not this milk. You ain't ready for this milk, all right? This milk have you seen shit.
Oh, man.
So I had that, and then he was like, you got road burn on the side of your body. Like, everything kind of came back negative.
Yeah.
He was like, there's no fractures, there's no breaks, nothing.
Dude.
And I was like, I asked him again, and I was like, nothing? He was like, nothing.
Man. Like, has that sank in yet? Like, you're like, man, I walked out. I've gotten thrown out of my car, walked out. I can feel everything. I got a couple of scratches. I got a bruise, on the back of my head. Like, to be sitting here, like, has that sunk in yet? Like, man, that's, you know, the percentage of, if you were to do that again, right?
I'm not sitting here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sitting here. I'm either dead or worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, 100 times, 99 of them end really bad. And my incident, that one incident of mine, I got flung through that window.
Yeah.
And I got taken to the hospital at 8 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked up out of there at 11:30 a.m. the next day.
Man.
Then I walked.
Yeah.
Like, I got up out of my bed, stood up on my own, walked out of there, bro.
Was there any ounce of negativity? Like, anything? Were you worried? Were you concerned?
I was never worried, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was weird, dude, because I did feel, obviously there was fear, especially being strapped down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was fear there, but there was also like this calm sense over me of like knowing that I was okay. And I didn't have any business knowing that I was okay.
Yeah.
But I did know that I was okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that feeling was there, but I just felt this calm sense of like, I don't know if it's just because I've been through so many like traumatic experiences in my life, whether it was like, life experiences or just, I've been playing in collision sports since I was 12,
Yeah.
Those are like, playing football is a super intense situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like wrestling is the same way, you know what I mean? You've got all this performance anxiety on top of like the physical anxiety of like being injured, you know what I mean? Like you've got double the anxiety and like as a wrestler, because it's like, okay, there's the fear of physical harm happening, someone messing up, someone being offbeat, somebody being too aggressive. You know what I mean? You never know. So many different things can happen where you could get injured. Then there's the fear of performance, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like if I don't do this right, or if I mess this spot up, or if we don't do this sequence right, like I'm not going to get reactions, and then like you know, they're going to not like me, or they're going to boo me, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like all those different, even though I like them boos, you know what I mean? They fuel me out there.
Dude, you would live for them boos.
But so there's like that you worry about, and like you know, so that's an extremely intense situation that I've been like subjugating myself to over the years. So I don't know if it's just like being in so many intense situations and being able to just know that you're at your best when you're the calmest. Yeah, you know, and it was just like, because I could sense the nurses' fear. Yeah. Like they were nervous. Yeah. And so I was just trying to stay calm and cool and be lighthearted in the wherever they had me. Where did they have me? In ICU. You know what I mean? Because they had me in the trauma center. Okay. So it was like, I was just trying to be calm, and I was trying to be conversational to like with them. Cause like I don't know. I've just always found that it helps me too to just act like nothing's wrong. Yeah. And just be calm. It gets me into that mindset of just like being able to stay calm by not thinking about, you know, like, oh my God, this is intense, but rather than just, hey, let me just talk to you. Let me just ask, you know, and they were some pretty nurses. So I was flirting with them a little bit, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, I just went through the window. The least I could do is flirt with one of these pretty ladies. Come on, girl. I need some love right now. I need some damn love. I'm all busted up right now, hurting. I need some love, girl. Let me at least flirt a little bit.
But to walk out, man, that's cool, you know. And it almost makes you just be like, yep. Like we were talking on the phone a couple of weeks back. There's more out there for me, you know, to go get, to go achieve, you know.
Dude, so as if I needed it before, like now, I was just like, I know that I'm destined for something. Yeah. Mm. Like, as big as I am, as strong as I am, as much training as I did, all the little things that you could lead to, like what allowed me to walk away so unscathed, right? There's 1,000 different reasons. A lot of it's just the way I train and trained, and some genetics, you know what I mean? Like, ain't too many people walking on the planet like me, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, there are some of those things can definitely be involved with why I walked away right, from that. But when you look at the car, you look at how mangled it was, you know what I mean? Because it was just, the wheel was off. The car was wrapped around. Like, as big as I am, like, those are 2,000 plus pound vehicles moving at 60 miles an hour. Yeah. Like, that ain't nothing compared. Like, my size is nothing to the force that was created through that collision. You know what I mean? It would be extremely arrogant for me to think that, like, you know what I mean? It would be very arrogant for me. In which I'm gonna bust some jokes. And I've been telling y'all I ain't dying till I'm 89. All right, it's known. All right, I had a clairvoyant read my future, and she said I'm gonna live a long, prosperous life until I'm 89 years old.
89, shoot for that 110.
Well, she said 89. She said at 89, I'm gonna start realizing it's time, and I may hold on a little bit longer and fight till like my mid 90s if I wanted to. Yeah. But she said at 89, like, I'm gonna be living the best life up until then. Anything after that, you know what I mean? So you got a big dog in the house living until he's 89. Us Great Danes don't live that long.
I need
you know,
to rub off some of that, man. Jeez.
So, you know, like I said, I told y'all I ain't dying till I'm 89. But it would be very arrogant of me to think that I had something to do with what happened. And like, I'm not the most spiritual person. Yeah. Even though I've been being drawn. Yeah. Like, I've been being drawn spiritually the past 2 years. Yeah. And I don't know, because I'm the kid in the third grade that got kicked out of art class because I was arguing with all my students that God didn't exist. Oh, jeez. You know what I mean? I remember, bro, I blew it. Colleen, I had a crush on Colleen. Colleen Spencer was her name. She's this cute little brunette chick. We'd always sit next to each other. Her and I got into an argument about God. And I was like, I don't know where this came from, because my family's like Roman Catholic. You know what I mean? Like, they're like religious. I don't know where it came from, but I was just like arguing. Like, there ain't no God. God don't exist. It's fake. And like, my whole life, I've kind of been like anti-religion and not really like
Yeah.
or not really spiritual.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then over the past, I don't know, past couple years, I want to say maybe something's kind of been changing. And then over the past 2 years, I've been feeling like drawn to my spirituality.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know where, you know what I mean? It's coming from, but it's just like something in me.
Yeah.
And after this incident, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be one of those people that like, I'm born again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I just want to let y'all know that like something bigger than me saved me that day.
But that was your darkest moment to be able to realize, okay, I need to get on the bandwagon with something, believe in something. Because I was almost like, you know, you're like, man, you had to realize like, shoot, I could be 6 feet under, you know?
Yeah.
But,
there's a lot of ways to look, you know, there's a lot of ways for me to interpret that, you know what I mean? Interpret it from a religious standpoint or a spiritual standpoint. I was like, yo, I needed something that severe to kind of get through to me, that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's just like one of those things, or, you know, you could just say I'm lucky statistically, you know, I hit the jack, you know, I hit the mega million, you know, or it's, you know, there is a bigger plan for me.
Yeah.
And like all those that self-love that I've had, all that like pride and like being something and that I'm going to make an impact on this planet somehow, some way, you know what I mean? Like that came from somewhere, you know what I mean? And that somewhere is what saved me that day.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, listen, today's not your day, Dan. There's something bigger and better for you. And I need you to redirect, because this may be one of those moments where I need to redirect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because think of what's been happening. Like, you got this crazy ass quarantine going on.
Yeah, man, this is nuts.
I had the accident happen.
Yeah.
You know, I'm this huge physical, you know, stature of a man, right? And it could have been taken away from me like that.
Yep.
And then I lose my job. You know, I got released, even though I asked for my release.
Yeah.
You know, they gave I asked for my release in December. You know, and then it just like happened later. You know, but it like happened at a very, very, you know, not at an opportune time. Right?
How do you ask you're in the WWE NXT and you asked for your release. So what how did you get to that point to where you knew that there was something more, or was it just something with the business, or what?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I had been frustrated with things that were taking place. I felt like I got to the point where my performances were A1. Yeah. I was having matches. I could have had matches on TV for sure. Yeah. I'll put my matches. I can have a good match with anybody. Yeah. Yeah. That's where I got to. And I was having good performances. I was getting good reactions from the crowd. Yeah. I was the only person willing to be a bad guy. You know, there's not a lot of people in the company that are willing to be a villain, be a heel. You know what I mean? And like, I don't, you know, I'll take that role. I'll do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. It's make believe. Yeah. You know, I get to be this crazy character. You know what I mean? They get to do things that I would never get to do in real life. Yeah. I'll take that. There's gotta be a bad guy. You know what I mean? Think about every movie you love. Every movie. The best bad guy. Yeah, man. And like I play a really good bad guy. Yeah. See, I know how to piss people off. Yeah. I know how to make you mad. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna make you mad, and then I'm gonna make you mad, and then that's gonna make you even madder. You know what I mean? Because I call my shot. Right? It's like a gift that I have. I got this, you know, at one moment I could put the smile on and be charming and lovable. And then at the next second, bam, you know what I mean? I got that face that you just want to sock, bro. You know what I mean? I just want to punch that guy in his stupid
ain't
face.
Nobody sock yo 6'9" 2'9".
You'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised. It's a miracle I've kept this thing so pretty all these years, bro.
They gonna look at you and be like, "No, that ain't the one. Go pick on somebody else."
But I felt like my performances were top notch. Yeah, and I felt like I was doing something. I was wrestling. Not only were they good performances, but I was getting reactions via the entertaining aspect, whether I'd get, I love promos.
Yeah.
I enjoy, it's my favorite part of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Like my favorite wrestlers are guys that were great on the mic. Like I didn't get into pro wrestling to do cool moves and like cool spots. I can I've trained my body all these years, and I've got some genetic gifts that allow me to move really well. You know what I mean? Like there's not really too many 6'9", 294-pound guys that can move like I can.
No, man.
So like that stuff's cool. I do like to do it, but it's not like some people love the move. Some people love spot. They like the physical part. I like the performance part of this. I just so happen to be a physical specimen.
Yeah.
I do those really well. You know what I mean? So I found a really good way to combine the two in a package, So like, that's what my character was.
Yeah.
And I like getting on the stick, you know what I mean? And I like talking that shit, and getting people worked up, it's, and then, the few times I played, a good guy as well, I do that too. I could do that too. I could do either one, whatever you ask me to do. Just make sure my check clears on Monday, I'll do whatever, you know what I mean? I'm a professional. So it's just that, I was getting reactions. I thought I should be performing, right? I should be getting an opportunity. Now I get it. It's entertainment. It's not the best player plays. It's, when there's an open slot available in the episodic, the weekly episodic television show.
Yeah.
Some people got to wait longer than others just based on storylines closing up. If there's somebody in the same niche as you within the company, that might be something. There's a lot of different factors. You know what I mean? It's show business. I get that.
Yeah.
But after being there for so long and then performing so well for so long and not getting an opportunity, I started getting frustrated. And then I was given an opportunity in a tag team, and we had, dude, I wasn't a huge fan of the going into a tag team. Yeah. I'm a solo guy. I want to be a solo performer. But I was told that this was an opportunity to get seen, get on television, do my thing. I just so happened to be able to work with two very talented people, you know what I mean? And two people that I liked, and we vibed really well with, you know what I mean? Big personalities. The group became something cool, bro. Yeah. Like I'm talking about some dope ass shit.
Oh, there was two of you guys too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's three of us. There was three of us. There was me, Riddick Moss, Ricky Mo. That was my tag partner. And then we had a manager, Rob Stone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we were doing like a sports, like elite level, athlete gimmick. You know what I mean? These two independent guys that get brought together by our agent to work together in a team and start finding success. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we're like these two big egos. You know what I mean? Like coexisting together. Yeah. We did a lot of cool shit. You know what I mean? Because we're both. Me and Riddy are freaks. You know what I mean? We're thoroughbreds. Yeah, like legit. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. So we could do some cool shit, and then we both had great. We got big personalities. Yeah. So it was just like we had this cool, and then we had Rob, who has a very interesting person. He's a big personality too, and his dynamic with the three of us was it was dope, bro. It was some dope shit that WWE hadn't had, and then they squandered that, and like there was some behind the scenes stuff that was going on, some contract stuff that was going on with that when you're in a team, it's not just you anymore. There's other people, other things that are going on. And I'm not trying to put anybody's business out there. You know what I mean? So it's just like there was some stuff that was going on behind the scenes with that, and it fizzled out. Now, I don't think it should have fizzled out because there was nothing like that. You know what I mean? But we weren't given an opportunity to flourish there. And that's where I stated my frustration, is when I saw that ship was sinking, when it shouldn't have been sinking. It should have been given more sales, more life. That thing could have been something. We were putting on great matches locally. We were putting great matches when they take us on bigger road loops with like the other tag teams. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we were so different. We added this contrasting piece that no one else could do. You know what I mean? And like, it was dope, and they canceled it. Yeah. And then they canceled. They didn't even tell me they canceled. They just canceled it. And then like Mike got called up to Raw, and then Rob got put in a tag team, or he got put in a manager role with Chelsea Green. And nobody said nothing to me. So we just came back from, it happened right before break. It happened right before break. I come back from the break. Boom, it was there.
Man.
You know,
No text, no.
no, it was just they just we went on as business as usual. I was like, oh, so I guess because then they just started booking me in a singles role. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm in a singles role.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, at least just tell me.
Yeah,
that you cancel
communication,
it,
man.
right? So that frustrated me. You know, I had when that broke up, that frustrated me. That's when I first addressed that I wanted my release.
Yeah,
and I don't know if they didn't take me serious or whatever, but I put that out there, and then no one ever got back to me. So we had a 3-week break over Christmas.
Yeah.
I took that time to kind of regather, collect myself. I was like, during that break, I told myself, I'm not going to express my frustration. Not going to talk about being frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask for more money.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to get better.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on getting as good as I can in these next 2 to 3 months. Then I'll come back to them and see where they're at. After these next 3 months, you know what I mean? If I can't take myself to the next level, you know what I mean? Because that's just knowing I'm going to bet on me. I'm going to bet on me because I know I'm good right now, but I can still get better.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to get better. Came out with a whole new wardrobe, a whole new look. You know what I mean? Not that it was that much different, but I just got some new fresh gear. You know what I mean? I got that fresh.
Change it up. Hey, man.
You know what I mean? I got that fresh. I got that.
Change it up.
I pulled out a nice red. It was this Merlot. You know what I mean? Merlot. I got this Merlot red. And then I got this Merlot red trunks, Merlot weight belt, and then I had these white boots, bro. And I'd wear the black cuffs, bro. And I was out there swole.
Dude, nobody could pull up in white boots like you, man.
There's some people, so I just wanted to be known that nobody was rocking white boots. Nobody was rocking white boots.
Yeah.
I started rocking white boots. And nobody was rocking them for a minute. And then I saw a couple cats out there that started rocking white boots.
Yeah.
And I take that back. The Mexicans, I'll give the Mexicans credits. They always rock white boots.
Yeah, okay.
And they always got the nicest boots, bro. They always got the nice, that Mexican leather, bro. That Mexican leather is nice, bro. That's where I get my boots from, bro. But other than that, there wasn't no one else wearing white boots. But now I've been seeing people wearing white boots.
Yeah.
And I just want y'all to know that that's cool. You know what I mean? Rock them. But you ain't ever going to look as good as me. Boots, you know what I mean? You want to copy me, that's cool, but you better be able to outdo me.
Oh, hey, I like that.
But you better be able to outdo me, or you'll live in my shadows forever.
And you wore the high ones, right?
Yeah. So I put in that work, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I put that work in for them 3 months.
Yeah.
I grinded hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, the thing about me was I was never afraid to tell somebody how I felt about my skills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, you got to promote yourself because no one else is gonna.
Yeah.
And if I felt like I felt like I wasn't getting the due credit that I should have. You know what I mean? And I'm in a professional set. This is a business, bro. I'm trying to make money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm putting blood, sweat, and tears into the skill set.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything back, you know? And it's like, it'd be different because this is the one thing I would always question myself. I know it's impossible to be objective with yourself, completely objective, but over the years, I've gotten good at being as objective as possible. And then I've gotten good at keeping people around me that ain't bullshit. I can't be having no bullshit ass mofos around me.
You can smell it though, man.
Yeah. And some people like it. Some people need it. They want that yes man. And that's cool. But not me. I need you to give me the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need you to know. I need you to be a good friend.
Yeah.
And tell me the truth. Because I'm going to do the same for you.
Yeah.
If I see you slipping, I don't see something's where it needs to be. Or like if you need a reality check, because we all need reality checks. Listen.
Yeah.
When you got like for me, like especially when I was younger, I've gotten older. I've tamed my ego. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't want to say I killed people. Like say I had an ego death. No, I didn't. You don't kill it. You become friends with it. You learn how to tame it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know how to use it.
But when I was younger, you know what I mean? I didn't. You know, and it's easy. You know what I mean? It's easy to let that confidence can go too far. You can cross that line. You know what I mean? And it's a fine line.
Cockiness.
Yeah. Well, and it just turns into like unrealistic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's the worst place to be.
Yeah.
Is somewhere unrealistic. So I keep people around me that are very talented, you know what I mean, in this industry. And I would ask them, you know, like, yo, am I crazy? Like, am I just being too much right now? Am I just feeling myself too much right now? And I got a few select people that I trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the business. And they would just be honest with me. And I knew
Yeah.
from their opinions. And then more importantly, this is one of those things where you can kind of be objective with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really need anybody to tell you you're good if you're performing.
Yeah.
Especially performing in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
Because
it's
like comedy.
Yeah.
You ain't got to say somebody's funny.
Mm-hmm.
They tell a joke and people laugh.
Yeah.
That guy's funny.
Yeah.
And in pro wrestling, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You go out in front of a crowd, do you get a reaction? Do they cheer for you or do they boo for you?
Yeah.
And how loud do they cheer and boo for you? I don't need you to tell me that I'm good at anything.
Oh my gosh.
I hear them.
What?
I hear the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's just make something work. So that was frustrating. And, you know, I kept playing the game of, you know, waiting my turn. I'd speak up. I'd talk to people. I wasn't afraid to address, but okay. I get things. There's a time period in which things can happen. But like I was approaching 5 years. And, you know, the boiling point for me was we did a loop, Vegas, Phoenix, Vegas, Riverside, California. Then I came back, had a dark match.
When was that?
Mid-February.
Gotcha.
Had a dark match at Full Sail before one of the USA tapings. And I killed it, bro. Best performances I've had. You know what I mean? Like just feeling it at the point where it was like effortless. Like putting matches together was easy in the back. You know what I mean? Like not even thinking hard in the back, just being like, oh man, this is going to be easy. This is going to be a fun night. You know what I mean? Like just having fun out there.
Yeah. And
like that's, you know, it took me a while to get there because there's a little bit of stress. Like, oh, I got to do this, got to do that, I got to perform. And then like you get better and that stress relaxes. But like once you get to that spot where you're just having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know you're going to get the crowd. You're working with guys that get it. And you're going to, you know, you guys are going to just, you know you're going to have a good match. And you have good matches. Yeah. Like, that's where I was at, bro. Humming and churning and just feeling good. And working with all the top guys in an NXT. And I kind of, you know, at this point I was like, okay, X amount of time had passed. I did my thing. I know people were happy with my performance because that was one of the things they were trying to say was like, oh, your performances aren't up to par yet, which I thought was bullshit when they said it. You know what I mean? But it was like, okay, like I think it's bullshit. And I'm looking around and I see a lot of people that ain't better than me, that don't look like me, can't get the reactions like me. Yeah, I think you're bullshitting me. That's why I'm frustrated. Yeah. But then I made that decision to be like, I'm a shut up. Yeah. I ain't gonna complain. I'm gonna just put my head down, get better, answer all your. I'm not gonna let you have anything on me. Yeah. Any of and all those asinine things that you're requesting or saying, whether they're true or not, I'm gonna just erase them off the table. And I still got hit with more bullshit. Yeah. You know, we got to that point where I just was like, hey man, what's going on? Like, you like this? Blah blah blah. Like, how, you know, do you like my performance? Yeah. Is this up to par? Like, is this what you wanted? You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel? You know, like you had all these questions for me, like, you know, that I wasn't here. I wasn't doing this. Did I address those? And they said, yeah. And I was like, yo, well, I want to do something with you right away. Okay, cool. And then a week later, you know, I'm talking to some other people and they start saying some other things. Yeah. You know, they start saying that, no, they, you know, still don't think you're there. Still don't think you're where you need to be.
What is that? I mean, how do you not find a place for a big dude like you? So I'm saying
I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's a good question. That's where my frustration came in. And so then, I mean, Could say a lot more right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
but I think enough has been said.
Yeah, yeah,
I was frustrated.
yeah,
And I got to the point where I was rolling up on 5 years.
yeah,
And I was like, if you don't know that I'm good enough to perform here within 5 years, then I got to part ways. And I learned a long time ago, don't stick around where you're not valued.
yeah. That's true.
You don't value me.
Yeah,
Because if you did, you would use me.
yeah.
And that's okay. That's cool. I just got to move on.
Because you know the value of yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what you bring, what you offer, what you have in the bank. You know, I think that's really key in knowing just the value of ourselves. And we don't, a lot of times, a lot of people don't put value on themselves.
No.
They undercut themselves when you're like, man, why are you undercutting yourself? It's yourself you're talking about, right? You know, but that's just how confident we are in our own abilities. Right?
Well, it's like it's self-love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just value, I know what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know, I know the kind of person I am. I know the work ethic I bring. I know the non-tangible things I bring. It doesn't matter what the job is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm going to improve whatever industry whether it's selling cars,
Yeah.
whether it's wrestling, playing football, whether it's talking to kids, whether it's working at Wendy's.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the best I can be at whatever job I'm doing. And I'm going to try and, make the atmosphere better. I'm going to try and make the people around me better. Like I'm going to put in a lot of work, and you're going to get all of me.
You know, it goes back to one of the stories as I was going through just the transitional periods when I was at Costco. And so get this, Seattle Seahawks, right? And all of a sudden, you're going from pro football to Costco, right? Mm-hmm. And in your hometown.
It's humbling.
Right? Yeah.
It's humbling, right? Even though it shouldn't, because like Costco's ain't a bad job.
No. Don't. Yeah, Costco's.
They hit you with that full benefits, bro. You know what I mean?
But just in the sense of you're on two different stages, right?
There's a status that comes with.
Yes, there you go.
NFL.
Yeah, and I remember taking that job, and I did the dog aisle, right? Man, great dog aisle stalker. Promoted. Hey man, I
lift them heavy ass bag, bro. I lift them all. Look at me. I lift any.
Listen, hey,
you got a Great Dane back there? I lift that thing up too.
But and then moving on, dude, I got promoted to baker, right? And I'm telling you, not only did I enjoy that experience, it was that again. I was able to help change the dynamic of the room, right?
Yeah.
And start understanding like that there's value in each of you guys. We just have to work as a team. And I vividly remember somebody coming up to me. I was stocking the cookies, and somebody just said, "Hey, it's very humbling that you're here right now. The best is yet to come." And I was just kind of like, okay, random person, maybe they knew, me from the field and stuff like that, but understanding the value that you can give to others, right, and the value into yourself, right, it just brings you up, and again, everybody else up at the same time.
Yeah.
And so it's those tough decisions, even, shoot, not everybody can go ask for the release, right?
Yeah.
And be sure that, that they're confident in themselves. Like it's coming from that gut. That's what we were talking about. It was,
bro, I asked for my release during a world pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there ain't even, you know what I mean? You could look at it and be like, yo, that wasn't a smart decision, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't even get a job at Wendy's right now, And it's like, you're probably right.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to waste any time being unhappy.
Yeah.
And I was unhappy.
Yeah.
And I just, listen.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
Yeah.
I could have just had my life taken away.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of thought like that anyways, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't do, like, as much as I want to make a lot of money and I want the, you know, I want that security in life, money ain't everything.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Money's great, but like I was born poor.
Yeah.
I know what it's like not to have.
Yeah.
And that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, there's a lot of ways to make money. I've got a lot of skills, you know, it's not like that's the only thing I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm college educated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm self-educated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I learned how to do all this.
Yeah,
Everything right
man.
here, bro.
Yeah.
I learned audio.
It's a legit
I
setup,
learned video. I learned how to edit. I learned all the software.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about technology,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Up before this, I was just calling chicks on my phone. Yo, what up, girl? You know what I mean? I got this place downtown, Chris's Chop Shop. You know what I mean? They got and for the vegan shorty, you know what I mean? We got a vegan menu. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
You know what I mean? That's what I was doing with my technology before. Now I got this whole setup, you know? It's like, dude, I'm starting a business during a world pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to double down on me.
But
like, I know I'm going to be okay. You know what I mean? Because I was that kid that grew up in a trailer park across the street from the projects.
So
I'm here.
Is it the experiences then? You know, because again, where does that come from? And I had the outlook on, somebody was asking me, man, D, how you doing? You know, with the whole pandemic and everything. I'm like,
well, dude, you're like me, bro.
Doing great.
You're like me.
Know,
you went to Washington.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Didn't play there. Then you transferred to Eastern Washington.
Yeah.
Then you toured up there.
Yeah.
People believed in you, gave you an opportunity. You were able to be your fullest self.
Yeah.
Boom, you toured up there. Then you took it. You got what? Was it Seahawks first, right? Seahawks first, practice squad, right? They let you go and then brought you back.
Yeah.
And what? You were there for what was your time there with the Seahawks?
Shoot, 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you've persevered.
Yeah.
You've been through hardships. You're a lot like me, different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different story, same vibe.
Yeah. But where do we get that from? You know?
Oh, you tell me where you got yours from.
Man, you know, gosh, honestly, I remember seeing a lot of the I call it stubbornness / hard working from my dad. You know, when I see them, you know, he would go to do his graveyard shifts at night, come home, you know, work in the house, work in the cars, and just do it all over again with like little to no sleep, right? And to me, I didn't get a lot of the I love yous and hugs and all this, and you know, the rah dad, you know, which to me, that's things that I work on in my own personal and family life, which I don't have any regret about. You know, there's positive, negatives to everything and everybody. But what he did show me and give me was just that hardworking attitude, right? And you know what? I just don't want to. Maybe it's my parents, both of them, right? What they just taught me growing up. But then again, I start thinking, man, even in my son, it's in my son. So is there something that I'm doing that you see what I'm saying?
Like a little you, bro. Oh, dude, it's like crazy. He's like he's like the little version of you, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy to see, man.
Yeah. That guy's gonna be it's really cool to see your gifts and your talents just in your kids. I'm able to sit back and just be like, wow, that's pretty amazing what, like you said, what you guys are doing. But again, you know, from even then, that makes me want to keep driving because I'm looking at them in the face, right? I'm looking at them wanting me to win, wanting me to be my best self. So it's, I don't know. It's an ongoing thing. And I think there, you know, as hearing you talk, it's an experience that I hold on to that keep driving me forward and keep pushing and keep wanting to just better others, better myself, you know, keep reaching to the top because just settling does not, like, it just doesn't sit well, man. Like, it's not good because you're just saying, all right, I'm fine with myself right now. Like, I don't want to be any better. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know? But again, I think it's just Costco, and it's being cut, and it's having to transfer, and it's failing so many times at different things, putting passion into stuff and failing. Like, it's those experiences that really, I think, just gets me to just keep just going and diving in and wanting to be just great, man. And it's two ways to look at things. We can, even this situation that we're in right now with the pandemic and everything, we can be on the negative side that, man, we're locked in, we're at home, we're quarantined, or you can be on the positive side of, man, this is some time to myself and my family. This is some time to work on things that I wanted to get to, write a book, start a podcast, pick up a new hobby. So there's two ways that we can look at it.
That's the silver lining. You know what I mean? It's like whenever you see a problem, switch the word, look at it. Whenever you see the word problem, switch it with opportunity. You know what I mean? It's that mindset. It's that, everything is an opportunity.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Right. And you can waste time and be inefficient, right?
Yeah.
When a trouble comes and it seems like a roadblock. Or, you could climb that thing, do some pull-ups on it, you know what I mean? You get a pump and on your way over, find a way over that thing to get better in the process. There's always stuff to do. There's always, we are our thoughts, we are what our subconscious is. So like when you repeat to yourself, and I spoke all these things that, outside, other than the car accident, right? Yeah. All these things that have kind of happened to me over these past couple months, I've either thought them or spoken them out into existence.
Yeah.
Whether it was being released or creating this show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And both of those things happened. And it was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like I always knew, I've always believed in myself, and I've always known that like my thoughts are powerful, but like that was just like another incident of me thinking something, believing it, then speaking it aloud, and then creating it, bringing it to life. And it was just like, holy shit, this is another example of why our thoughts are so powerful.
Dude.
And it's not just me. Like, I'm not like, anybody could do this. Like, I'm not special.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's why it is so important to be careful with your thoughts, because anything that you think you can or cannot do, you're right.
Yeah. There's power behind that, man. We control them, and we control what we put in them, what they see, what they hear, right? But really understanding that we have the placement to control it in a positive light. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what do you think, what are things that help you keep that positivity? Because there's going to be people, I know there's people out there like, Dan, Meech, there's just, you just don't know what I'm going through.
Yeah.
My baby mama's doing this, or, my parents abused me, or like I grew up in this situation, or I grew up in that situation, or I didn't have this, or I didn't have this. They're going to think of all, everyone's going to have like a reason why things are gloom for them.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, what are the things that you do? Because like everybody has, if you look at it, it looks like everyone has a lot of adversity and crap things that happen. But like, what do you do to help you see the positive?
Well, first off, taking a deep breath, right, is key and essential. I think we get so wrapped up in the situation, and we don't embrace the situation. If that makes sense. It's all up here, and it doesn't sink in, so we can think clear.
Yeah.
Right. And then I always go back to somebody has it worse. Right. We think,
dude, I had a lady that would say that to me. She became like a third mom.
Yeah.
This is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Happy Mother's Day.
A guy like me, I had to have 3 moms.
Yeah.
Okay, one wasn't enough. You know what I mean? I had to have 3 ladies come into my life that like grew me to be, because I got that thick head, bro. You know what I mean? For those of you who are just listening, I just knocked on my head. Y'all watching, y'all saw me do it twice. But she would always tell me, she would go, Danny, someone's got it worse than you.
Yeah.
There'd be days I'd go into school, I'd be feeling miserable about something that was going on at home, something I went through. Maybe something happened to me. I would feel negative. I had these negative thoughts and I would feel negative. I'd think, woe is me. You know what I mean? I felt woe is me. And she would always tell me, like, Danny, someone has it worse. And it used to make me so mad. Yeah. But enough time had passed and I'd got older and had some more experiences. And, I had that little spark in the dark moment. And I realized she was right.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how bad you have it, there's somebody else out there that has it worse than you do.
Mm-hmm.
And when you can think about that, when you can keep perspective.
Yeah.
Perspective is huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people lack it for a multitude of different reasons. But if you just keep perspective, like for me, I'll just use me as an example. I could have, when I was younger, I would have had a different thought process than what I had just recently about my accident. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger, I felt woe was me. Mm-hmm. And, maybe I was justified in feeling that way, but like feeling that way does not help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just cause like you're going through hard times and maybe things are rough and you do have a shitty hand dealt to you.
Yeah.
Thinking about it in a negative way isn't going to make you better, isn't going to make you feel better, and it's not going to let you kind of get out of that hole. Yeah. But like if you can keep perspective and realize, maybe you don't have the cool shoes that you wanted, you didn't get you got hand-me-down clothes. Yeah. You're not getting to go out to restaurants, you're not living in the nicest house, you know what I mean? But your parents are working and they're getting you into school. Yeah. They're giving you an opportunity to maybe, make something of yourself more than what they made of themselves. And maybe, they've got their own issues that they never took care of because like we're all human beings, right? Maybe there's, not a conducive house relationship or, it's a home relationship, something, whatever the different things that we all go through. Yeah. If you keep perspective and realize that there's someone on the other side of the planet, you know what I mean, that's living in a war zone and their roof got blown off, one of their brothers is missing, and like they don't know if they're even gonna live the next day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Like that's perspective. Yeah. That's realizing, I don't got it so bad. This sucks, but it could be worse. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Also understanding your why too. Like, and knowing like where you're going. I mean, if you don't know your why, I mean, that's not a good start to start off with, because you have to have some type of destination. Doesn't matter what it is, right? Like somewhere, or you're just, what's your why? Yeah. Right. And always going back to that, because things are going to happen. Like, listen, if you just skate by and nothing happens, to me, that means you didn't try hard enough, right? Because you didn't try to, get out of your comfort zone. Yeah. See what I'm saying? And so I think just understanding, when things happen, okay, what's your why, set your mindset on that, right? And just having, how do I say it? Trying to put it in a way it makes sense in my head, but saying it pretty much, man, knowing that, I mean, so this is a really weird example. Yeah. Sunshine and rain, right? No matter if you love rain to death, right? Everybody loves the sunshine down on them. Everybody loves that warmth. It's when the heat hits their body, hits the ground, and everything like that. Versus the rain cloud, right? There's always a few drops, right? So it's like the positivity, right, and the negativity. You see what I'm saying? So if you're always taking that detour of negativity, you'll have the rain cloud over you, right? But it's not going to be clear as day, right? You're going to always be clogged up. But if you keep trying to reach to that positive mindset, right, or that positivity, the sun's out and the cloud or the sky is clear. You see what I'm saying? So you have more peace at, okay, what direction that you're trying to reach, instead of like everything's negative, negative, negative. You can't even see what's on the other side,
right?
Because you're just so
you're like Eeyore.
Yeah, man.
Eeyore ass. You know what I mean? I'm out there with that rain cloud, depressed and shit all the time. You know, everything's half empty. You know what I mean? These bag of chips are half empty. This glass of water's half empty. My bank account's half empty. You know?
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I think perspective's important. I think, you know, another thing too is like you can't always have sunshine either.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Like sometimes
you
got to get a little rain. You know? You got to get wet. It's got to get damp. It's got to get cold out, you know, for you to appreciate when that sun comes out.
It's that uncomfortability, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't predict. You don't know. You see what I'm saying? But it keeps you on your toes, you know. I remember when that last WWE check stopped, right? And it was just like, oh, this is real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I have, I think at that time, I have 3 eyes looking, or 6 eyes looking at me, right? So 3 kids. And it's like, all right, what do we, you know?
Yeah, you got a full family. You got 3 kids and a wife.
Yeah. And trying to figure out like, okay, I can't let these guys down.
Yeah.
Right. But I can't panic either.
Well, you weren't, so like you leaving the WWE was like kind of abrupt because you weren't, I mean, dude, when I saw you coming in and as I watched you learn, start picking up how to wrestle, seeing your personality shine through, seeing like that, like you had a funk to you, bro. You know what I mean? The way you dressed, then you had that big personality, you know what I mean? You had that singing voice coming out, bro, you know?
Ooh,
like,
ooh.
I miss that, bro. I miss that. I would always say I miss meeting you in the locker room. You had a very promising career. I was like, yo, this dude's going to make a lot of money here. Yeah. He's going to be a big, big star in this company. And I was looking forward to seeing you flourish and do your thing. Yeah. But you had, you had a head injury, you had a concussion, and it was pretty severe. Yeah. And you just made the decision, like, for your health, you had to walk away. Yeah. So it was like it got taken from you.
Yeah. And that was tough. Because you know, when you put so much passion into stuff and just in everything that you do, I mean, I didn't know wrestling. I didn't even know the NXT WWE really was where they were at. I knew they were on TV kind of, but I didn't know how big they were. So walking into something, and like you said, it started, you know, I enjoyed what I was doing, right? Yeah. And then just having that injury, you know, changed me for the best, right? You know, we both got these head injuries over here. Which
this was my first concussion, bro. This was my first concussion, all right, son.
Which, you know, it didn't allow me to continue wrestling, and there's some, you know, backstory on that. I think, you know, when somebody's, and I get the safety of it, but when somebody's fighting to try to get back versus like, I'm just going to sit here and eat potato chips, it stings a little bit more, right? Because you do got people that are sitting on the couch and still winning, right? You know, or for what we think, right? Because we're not really in, you know, their whole life as a whole, but it hurts. And so, after that, and I think, dude, as far as my personality, it's crazy because people if you walk past me, I'm really mild. I'm really like kind of mellow, but all of a sudden, I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, you're mindful, peaceful, dude.
Yeah, you hit them lights. Wham! Like
that red light, bro. That's that performer gene, bro.
It is show time. And it was so, I don't want to say easy, but it was so natural. Yeah. Yes. And natural, but I actually spoke from my heart. Like it was like real. People were like, man, how are you? I'm like, man, it's because I'm really talking. What else?
I'm just me. I'm just existing.
I'm just,
I just exist. You know what I mean? People, I get it, bro. How do you do what you do? Well, I don't know. I just exist.
And I felt at home, man. I grew up in a church, and so I would come out with these Steve Harvey pants on and the vest, and like, dude, and my gaiters, and it was the best. It was like, man,
it was a fly ass outfit, bro.
Yeah,
fly ass outfit. And not too many people could pull it off either.
No, man. But it was really cool. But you know what? Again, going back, that time was needed because it was almost like, and this was told to me, and I, you know what? I don't think I've ever told anybody. So I got pulled to a side one day in the gym, and I'll keep the name anonymous. But there's only a certain, you could probably detect who.
Oh shit, we're about to get an exclusive on the drop. Y'all are about to get some exclusive info here on the drop.
And they're like, hey D, how you doing? I'm thinking like, oh crap, like what did I do? I'm always overthinking practice and stuff like that. But it was just like, listen, he was like, your character's coming along. You're coming along with these moves. And he was just like, listen, you're one of the best people that has walked in to this building. And I'm sitting there like, right, like, listen, like, dude, there's a lot of people like that has walked through the building, old and past. And I'm like, are you okay?
Right.
And I was just like, man, what does that mean? And he's just started naming off, I don't know, your character, your vibe, your stature, so I think
it was authentic, dude. It was contagious. It was authentic. It was fresh.
Yeah.
Never seen nothing like it in wrestling before.
Well, I mean, you guys were in, again, that's a big shoe to feel, but I think it was just coming from a sense of you capture people and it feels real. That's how I took it, right?
Energies is contagious.
Yes. And I thought, I was like, oh, babe, this is the break. Like, here we are again after football, I'm like, all right, this is the second win. Here we go. And, after that injury, that it hurt because when you work so hard for things day in and day out, right? And when you put your heart, sweat, tears in what you're doing, it hurts when it doesn't happen, right? The way that, or the path that you thought it was going to happen.
Well, wrestling too, in particular, it's like, it's art, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
you're creating that out there. It might not be you. It's not you exactly per se. You know what I mean? But it's a part of you that you kind of take and mold and cultivate and turn into what, it becomes like
superhuman.
Well, you create this like character, this artistic living endeavor. You know what I mean? And it's like you grow like, you're attached to it. So it's like you want to see it do well, because it's your baby. That's what you presented to the world. So there's like this little attachment to it. It's different than like even football. Where football is like, it's like skills that you're working towards and those things. Like this, like you created, like you create yourself as a player, but like this, like you're creating like a piece of work.
Yes.
Yeah,
bigger than life. And I think, it was something going into it that I was just like, okay, we'll see how this goes. To, man, this is, I love it. But the thing that I loved about it most was, and again, it goes to what I'm doing and how I'm training now. I loved inspiring people. Like, dude, it's like the best feeling in the world. It gives you, and so once you talk about,
you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing now that you were trying to do in wrestling.
That's what I was trying to do in wrestling, right?
And you just have a different audience now. You have a different platform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not the WWE. It's not the ring.
Yeah.
But it's yours.
Yeah.
53 Squad.
53 Squad, man.
Your social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and what, you got this other thing going on, this live workout?
Yeah, man. I got the, so it's 53 Squad. And then I got we're doing just live, just workouts throughout this time, especially during this COVID time, and just being able to give people a sense of mind of, listen, the COVID is the concern, but another concern is making sure people's minds don't go insane,
yeah.
right? Or just don't go boredom or stressed out or depressed, and so keeping an active mind is the best thing for them. And while we're in the house, you only need, honestly, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, shoot, 20 minutes would do good on a daily.
Yeah.
So I've been hopping on the live just to give out workouts, right? And
which live? Instagram or Facebook?
Shoot, Instagram. So I've been on Instagram, either at Real D Bronson RDB or 53 Squad, and Facebook. Facebook is just Demitrius Bronson. And so we've been doing them. I've been actually teaming up with a company, Trimco, that they are a concierge business, and so they pretty much tailor to your needs. So, on a daily basis, especially to business people that are doing kind of their thing, they're able to help them in different lights with haircuts, dry cleaning. Obviously I'm bringing them the fitness, so it's a really good company that we're working with and getting pro athletes, right? That it's almost like I don't want to call it a live podcast because this is a live podcast, but a live workout podcast or live workout virtual. There you go.
So you'll work out with these professional athletes?
Yeah, we'll work out with them.
And then in between sets, are you guys talking?
Yeah, so like I set it up to where, we do a little bit of static stretching and movement in the beginning. So that's, we do that for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then the rest of the 20 minutes, because segment's only 30 minutes, we're just working out.
Okay.
And so it's pretty cool because you get to know a little bit more about them and what they're doing, especially throughout this time right now. And, and sports are big and affecting everybody. And so being able for them to stay relevant and being able for the viewers to just be able to work out with, a pro athlete, and then get to know about them too. So, it's been good during this time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
That's a pretty cool little situation you got going on there.
Yeah.
30 minutes, dude, one of the things about working out is just how much effort. You don't need a lot of time.
Yeah. No.
You don't need a lot of time. Like, you can take a lot of time.
Yeah.
But you can get a great workout in 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're coming in with your mindset ready, right? You're ready to put in work, you're focused, you don't have to ramp into anything, like you're just ready to go.
Yeah.
If you're focused, get after it for 20 minutes. You can get some serious work.
That's it. But you gotta put your mind there. You gotta dedicate to it, right?
You gotta be efficient.
Yes.
You gotta be efficient.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, a lot of people out there, they got to be efficient because they've got a family too. They got a wife, they got kids, they got a husband, they got a job, they got friends, they got extracurriculars they like to do. Time's crunched. Yeah. I'm a single dude, so I don't have that. I don't got the family, right? I don't got the little ones. But I've got so much stuff on my plate. I'm always staying busy. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have a kid.
Yeah.
I see, honestly, dude, I see guys, when I see people with a family, when I see other guys that I work with kids, and I see I'm just like, my hat's off, because it's like
it's an adjustment.
It's like a whole nother job that you got going on when you go home.
Oh yeah, man, you're on 24/7. It's it's an adjustment, but you got to understand, you're the work dad, and then when you come in, you're kid's dad,
right?
And you have to have that on and off switch, because if not, you just miss out, on the your kids grow up fast.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, like my son's 9, and I'm just like, man, you're starting to get into like the teens here in a second, and so,
dude, you do a really good job. That's one thing that I admire about you, is like, you're a good dad, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
You know what I mean? I think, like, I see you, and I see your kids and your family. Yeah. I see how you conduct yourself. I see how they could, like, kids. This is something that I've learned. Like, kids don't do what you say.
Yeah.
They do what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for you to have, like, such a great family,
yeah.
the way that, like, obviously you and your wife, like, the way you guys handle your business is just like top notch, because the way your kids are raised, and I see that. I've been able to see it. Yeah. That's just something that I admire about you, bro.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, man. I think starting, you gotta have that foundation set. And there was actually a couple that was kind of made a comment about me and my wife, Tot, or I call her Tot, but she's Tatiana. Man, she's like, man, you guys got everything going on. You got, this and the kids and stuff like that. And it was really cool. But two, we were talking to them. I went over to talk to them. I said, listen, we've had some storms too. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And I think every good relationship is going to have storms to see that other side, right? And so we always see like, man, you guys are... but they don't see like the Rocky Mountains, right? It's not for people to see, but for people to understand. To get to this, you have to go through that, right? To be able to build that foundation of, understanding and balance, right? Balance is key, right? And trust and confidence in each other, and knowing that you guys are a team, and that's kind of, how we structure just our day to day with the kids, with the work, with the family, and putting level of importance on things, But I appreciate it. And I think these kids they're gonna run our generation, right? Yeah. So I'm giving them the tech or the things that my parents gave me, and I think this is a whole nother thing. But people always ask me, what are you doing with your kids? Are you training them? Are they gonna make it? I'm like, no. Yeah, well, yes, I am training them, but I'm training them how to be a young man. I'm training them how to be a great young woman, right? Mm-hmm. That which will lead into being a great athlete. I'm not talking about physically, but just mentally, and that's what we don't pay attention to. And in my opinion, that's what really propels you, right, to that next step. And you have to have, of course, some physical ability, right? But
never underestimate the ability to train, though.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. Right. But you say this a lot. How you do anything, right, is how you do everything. And so, if I want to have a great business, I have to have a great family. If I want to have some great kids, I have to have a great wife, or myself has to be great, being my best, and so it's a trickle effect. Now, when something gets like maneuvered, then that's the thing which will happen. That's the thing we need to go fix, go plumbing up, boom. Now everything's rolling back again. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But so it all works together. I mean, and being able to do the things I do, and I think it's hard being with high level thinkers, or high level, that just people that want to make it, right? Because there's so much that you have to give up, right? Or that people have to how do you say it? Have to put up with us, right? In order to really like understand what we're trying to reach, because it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy. You have to be a certain type of human being, right? Or have a certain mindset. And the person, you know, or your friends that are with you have to understand you and be like, you know what? That's just D. He's got to, that's what, you know, he's got to do that's what he's got to do to try to make it, you know? But no, it's great, man. It's been great. We've been out here in Florida, a ways away from home, Seattle, but I'm a sunshine guy, man. And
this Florida weather's awesome.
You can't beat. I tell people, man, but it's hot, and I'm like, listen,
let it be hot.
Yeah.
Let it be hot. Let it be hot. I hope it's hot as hell. I hope it gets hot as hell.
You can't even the beaches around here. You can go somewhere new every weekend, right? Eat at all these different kinds of places. It's great down here, you know, and I think it's a great place to just build your family, build your foundation. Feel like it's a great place to get clarity, right? Because there's, you know, you can get away, right, and just go have that peace to yourself. And so, you know, and I wouldn't change, like I said, the journey at all, every step of the way. I'm saying, so.
Yo, Florida gets a bad rap, bro.
Man, people just hating on the weather, bro.
Florida gets a bad rap, bro. And I get it. There's a lot of crazy shit that goes on here. But listen.
Yeah.
It's the subtropics.
Yeah.
It's the crazy stuff happens in the subtropics. And it's humid as hell.
Yeah.
And that when it gets humid out, because it's fine, but it's those humid months. When the crazy Florida man, when you hear the crazy Florida man story, it's usually between the months of May and October.
Yeah.
And that's when it's the hottest here.
Yeah.
The heat just cooks people's brain. But listen, every state's got wild shit going on. You know what I mean? And I would rather be here in Florida than almost really any other state.
Yeah.
California's up there, Southern California. I think Southern California, the weather is unbelievable and the vibe's awesome. I love it there. I'm just not a big fan of the taxes over there. You know what I mean? I'm just not really into getting taxed 45%.
And the rain, man. I can't, you know, something about that rain. It's just, I love the refreshingness of it. But then after that, right, it's just like, all right, I need some sunshine back in my life,
bro.
You know,
I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it's the same. It's the same as Seattle. It's the same as Washington.
Yeah.
In terms of darkness and precipitation, we just get snow and y'all get that rain. And listen, if I don't ever see snow again, I'm okay with that, bro. I want that sunshine. I want that heat. And to be honest with you, I'm happy with the way Florida's been handling the quarantine.
Yeah. Oh, man. I think they've been doing a phenomenal job. Even the people are following suit as well, too. You know, I think, you know, it hit out of nowhere. And so, you know, whether you went left or right, nobody knew what to do. But we've had the lowest cases, right? Or so we're down there, something like that.
And we've been the least strict about things.
Yeah.
And I thought we should have been even less strict.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm over this COVID shit, bro. I'm over this COVID shit, bro. It's like, listen, y'all can't even make up your minds on what it is, how serious it is. Now it's coming out that you've been lying to us about how many people have actually gotten cases. By up to 60%. You've inflated the death cases. So you've just been sensational in the media, dude. My niece was fearful of the news. You know what I mean? There are people that are legit fearful. And it's like, listen, I'm not trying to negate the fact that people are going to lose their life from this and like a loss of life is tough. But like, we don't shut down or bat an eye when the flu comes running through. And this statistically is just like a bad flu. And it just makes zero sense to overreact and shut down the entire country. Like, it's unconstitutional, bro. Like, listen, like the Constitution isn't like something to handcuff us. Like, it cannot be infringed upon for any reason. You know what I mean? Like, if it is, like, that's like treason. You know,
over the spitting barbs.
Yo, like, listen, bro. You know, you said you're gonna rap. I'm here rapping right now. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? Like, how do you listen? Like, healthy people, need to be exposed to the virus to gain immunity.
But that's the thing.
That's how you do anything. That's how any germ works, bro. You've got to be exposed to it. That's why, like, people that like are over, like, that are hypochondriacs, people that are like germaphobes that clean up, they get sick more than anybody.
Yeah.
Because they never expose the germs. Yeah. And if you just nerf everything, you nerf the world. Well, guess what? The world is just going to keep getting sharper because you're going to get softer.
You know what, man? And that's what they're not talking about, the health side of things. Right. And I'm not saying that it's going to prevent you from catching it or whatnot.
But bro, let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. All the people that are getting, the majority of the people that are getting sick and are getting ill and or are dying from this, the people that are in the high risk category, people from hypertension, diabetes, and the elderly. Or people that smoke. You know what I mean? That have lung pre-existing, like, some sort of lung conditions. If your immune system is dropped, like, and then some of those are uncontrollable. And those are the people that need to be protected. Those are the people that should be wearing masks. Those are the people that should stay inside and avoid till this is over. But there's a lot of people out there that are getting this because they can't put down the fork.
But that's the thing. So they're pumping information about everything else, but they're not pumping information about, you know what, you might have heard, you can start eating this, or, you know, you can start eating that, but like really pumping, listen guys, it's mandatory to go outside for 30 minutes every day or something like that. It's, you know, really enforcing those laws and understanding, like, man, things are going to come up, because it's not the first case something's going to come up. But if you
viruses aren't going to stop.
Better health, if your heart's in good condition, good blood flow, you're eating the right foods, right, you have a better chance of fighting it off, right? It's maybe for having it one day instead of 14 days, right? Than just not caring. But they don't have a problem still feeding us crappy food. Bro, right? Still selling crappy food.
They're letting fast food places still hand out food. That's considered an essential business. Liquor stores are considered essential business. Dispensaries are considered an essential business. You know what I mean? It's like, but your job isn't it. The working man, your job's not essential. You know what I mean? Kathy down the street, you know what I mean? Her job's not essential. Like these little things that are essential to the country. You know what I mean? Like they're saying those aren't, but you can go get drunk. You can go suppress yourself. You can eat whatever, make yourself feel, you know, better with your little, you know, your little food pleasure. You know, you could do that, but you can't, you know, you're not allowed to go to the gym. You're not allowed to stay in shape. You know, oh, Dan, it's contagious. You're going to spread it. Now, what the hell are you talking about? I need to be exposed to it. Listen, I take care of my body. I eat all my greens. I eat my vegetables. I eat my steak. I eat my chicken. I eat my eggs. I eat all my veggies. Okay? I eat the whole, I'm an omnivore, bro. You know what I mean? I eat it all. I work out every single day. You know what I mean? I do it all. I take care. I'm a healthy man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of healthy men and women out there that are eating right and ain't worried about this.
You know, I think it's been here, though, before they even came out with it.
Of course it has been, bro. They lied to us the whole way, bro. Dude, honestly, listen, bro. We should be irate with leadership. Because I'm not even going to go down the conspiracy road, okay? I ain't going to do it right now. You know what I mean? Because I'll save it for another podcast. I'll save it for another podcast because I got some conspiracy theories, right? You know what I mean? And y'all could say, oh, here he goes, this crazy guy. Listen, conspiracies are only called conspiracies so that you don't believe them. But 50 years later, when the CIA declassifies shit, all those conspiracies come true. But to what my point is let's take the conspiracy theories off the table, right? Let's take them off the table. Let's just say that this is happening due to an overreaction of a predicted outbreak. Started in Wuhan, China, right? They saw what happened there, and then they here in the United States for the first couple months were saying not only was the governmental officials, but the World Health Organization was saying that this isn't contagious. that you can't spread it from person to person
Yeah.
through touch,
I remember,
that nothing to worry about,
Yeah.
this and that, yada, yada, yada. February rolls around and all of a
Boom.
sudden the tune changes.
Everybody.
They
Yeah.
start we got to lock down everything.
Yeah.
All the mayors, all the governors start making all these decisions like, oh, we gotta react, panic reacting,
Yeah.
right? So they
Yeah.
start shutting everything down. Then they realized after they shut everything down, they made this plan, you can't go to work, you can't do this, you can't do that, you got to stay inside for X amount of time. We're shutting down the country. We got to save lives. Okay, that's cool. What's the exit plan?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all didn't have an exit plan? You were going to shut down the United States of America without an exit plan? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, we'll figure it out as we go, right? Okay. Okay, so what about medical supplies?
Oh, man.
What about masks? What about a vaccine? What about hospital treatment?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have any masks? Oh, they're all in China? Oh, we shut down trade with China?
Yeah.
Oh, what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do people are panicking. People are freaking out. Oh, people aren't able to make rent now.
Yeah.
Oh, quick, let's just create trillions of dollars in money and blow out inflation even more. And then we'll just hand people out chump change. You know what I mean? $1,200. $1,200? What are we talking about, dude? $1,200 a month? Who's that covering?
Give you 2 pancakes and a biscuit.
But bro, that ain't covering. So what my frustration with this is that our leadership got tested.
Yeah.
They got shit tested.
Yeah.
And they got shit all over.
Yeah.
They failed.
Oh my gosh,
they got put under stress. Everything got cushy. Everything was soft and cushy, and they could just go out and politic. And they could, every 2 years they start doing their fundraising, and I want to get reelected, and I'm a good schmoozer, and I'm a good, I'm a good, small talker, and I can say this and I can do that, and I can raise a bunch of money, and I'll tell you what you want to hear, but I'm not going to do any of it because I'm getting paid by somebody else. And when shit hit the fan and we needed leaders to be leaders and stand up and make tough decisions, where were they? And this ain't a Republican or a Democrat thing because I ain't either. Y'all are trying to figure out what I am right now. I ain't a Republican. I ain't a Democrat. Or you ain't going to put me in that box, okay? Because in my opinion, they're different sides to the same coin. You know what I mean? And I'm not into that.
Yeah, man. I watch what's going on. It's just, you know what? There's so many ways, man, that I think, the conspiracy role is, I'm like, well, why wouldn't they try to create something to do this, to create this chaos and economic, just outlash? But then on the flip side, I'm like, man, they had to know something was going on. It's almost like 9/11, right? They knew about 9/11 before it just came. It didn't just, the planes are jacked and bam, we didn't know. No, you guys knew, or somebody didn't follow through. Something, stuff slipped through the cracks, right? But
all I had to do, dude, don't even get me started. don't even. All I got to listen, 2 things all I got to say about 9/11. I ain't even going to get into that 9/11 shitstorm right now. But this is all what I'm going to say is all you need to know is the day before 9/11, September 10th, 2001, Donald Rumsfeld announced that $2 trillion was missing from the Treasury. Just vanished. $2 trillion missing.
Oh man.
Then this is the last thing that I'll say about it.
Yeah.
2 planes came in and hit. Tower 1, Tower 2. They both went down. 5 hours, 6 hours later, Tower 7, which was not hit by any plane or debris from the other accidents, went down.
So you say it might be a bomb?
I don't know what I'm saying, bro. I don't know what I'm saying, bro. All I'm saying is Tower 7 went down. All right, this freaking cord keeps going out. I don't know what. I ain't saying nothing. All I'm saying is that happened.
So have we made it on the moon?
Yeah. I think we've been to the moon for sure.
Okay.
I believe that we've been to the moon.
Why can't we get back? Or why haven't we been back?
So there's a lot of more educated people on the matter that could explain it a little bit better. But from what I know, is that after we went there, it was just a money pit. There was like no money involved. Like there was nothing for us to do on the moon. Like there was nothing to colonize. There was nothing to or natural resources.
Here's my thing: if they made it back to the moon way back then, I'm like, we can keep going up to the moon now with all the technology we have now. I know it's way more complex than that, right? I know it's not just putting a puzzle piece together. Right?
Yo, do I got an app for this? I got an app? Get me to the moon?
But like, how come we can't try to create stuff or something up there, to try to figure out, okay, how far can we go within the solar system? Or, dude, I see rockets launched like every other day.
Yeah, that's cool, right? Seeing rockets launched here all the
cool,
time. SpaceX is right there.
Oh, my gosh, But I'm also like, man, what's being launched up there? I know some is testing, and
they got the space station up there.
Yeah,
and then they've got the Hubble telescope, and there's a shit ton of other satellites up there, and then they've got.
Did you see that the other day? By the way, that they released 100 satellites.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
They they're about to put up a new telescope that's like exponentially bigger, more powerful than the Hubble telescope.
Wow.
They're gonna put it. I forget the name of it. I'll try and remember this, but it's super dope. They're going to put it on the dark side of the moon. So there's not going to be any light interference. And it's also more like a bigger, more powerful like telescope as well that they're putting up in space. So they're saying they're going to be able to see even further back in time than what they could with the Hubble. They're going to see parts of the universe that we didn't even know existed or could see with the technology we had before. When this thing gets released, man, it's killing me. I can't remember. It's this new telescope that's going up. It's going to replace the Hubble. But there's a lot of stuff that's going on in space. That's why we got that Space Force now.
Yeah, what's that?
You don't remember Trump? That boy Trump was like, we've got a Space Force now, And it's just like, they've got a military branch, they've got the Navy, Air Force, and the Army. Now they have a Space Force. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like some Star Wars shit.
Dude, if I can go back, I would definitely be an astronaut. I always tell myself that, just because, dude, it's just so.
That was my first passion, first dream, bro.
Seriously?
To be an astronaut.
Oh my gosh, dude! The solar system and the ocean.
I was too big for the spacecraft.
Oh, of course.
So you can't be an astronaut that goes into you could be an astronaut that does like floor level, on the Earth,
Yeah.
But you can't get in the spaceship and leave if you're above 6'4".
Oh wow.
That's some bullshit, bro.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Man.
That's the only reason why I'm not an astronaut right now. You know what I mean? Had a spaceman Dan up in here. I'd have been really moonwalking. You know what I mean?
It's the drop. We on the moon. Heck yeah, man. Oh gosh. I mean, it's just it blows my mind. I was outside the other day looking at the stars, and I'm like, man. Crazy thing about it is, half of these stars are like they're already blown out, or how do you say it? They're already
they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, but they're still shining bright like that. Man, like that's crazy.
Well, that's where you get into like time space continuum. Like light travels at the speed of light, right? And it takes X. A light year takes X amount of time to get here. So the light you're seeing is most likely from a star that is dead. It's either imploded or is supernova.
Dude, that just expands your mind like this. Like, we know very little compared to like what's really out there. Like little is not even that's why it's so important, man. The more you go after what you want to go after, you start to learn a little bit more, start to gain more knowledge, right? You start to like, oh man, find out things that you didn't even know existed, right? Or that were just there, right? But if you always stay in this box, right? That's all you got. That's all you're gonna know.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just, Those are the things I, when we start talking about how, being thankful, like, dude, how are we here? The solar system's up there. The ocean's down there. We
Right.
barely know about the ocean either. And I think there's things down there that it's going to take us years to find, But it's just fascinating. It's fascinating.
Dude, it's just like this existence is so vast.
Yeah.
And like, I think some of that is people here on the planet, like we act so sure of things.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? We act like we know so much and like this and that and like this way's for sure. And like, I've got to live my life. Like people live their lives by coloring in between the lines.
Yeah.
Because they've been told to live between these lines.
Yeah.
And it's like, I always say, I'm always preaching this. It's like, there are no rules to the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are no rules to the game of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, we're a speck of a speck.
Yeah.
On a speck hurling through space, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're one galaxy. There's 60 to 80 million stars in the Milky Way galaxy, right? And we're a medium-sized galaxy. And there's an infinite amount of galaxies in the universe. Like, think about like the numbers.
It's crazy, man.
It's like the number like is so preposterous.
Yeah.
That it's like your mind can't compute it. Like I have like read about, I read and I think about this often, and like I think I understand, but honestly, the number, like I can't really fathom the number or the vastness of this place that we live in. But just knowing how vast it is kind of helps me. We were talking about earlier in regards to like, why do you keep doing what you're doing? And it's like, well, I'm lucky to be here, bro. And like the more I'm learning, I don't know what else is out there. I just find it hard to believe that I'm a guy that's living like in something that is like a miracle in itself. Life itself is like the odd. I hear Gary Vee always saying whatever the odds, like 4 trillion. I don't remember what it is, but the odds of being a human and existing are so astronomical that it's like, yo, we've been given a gift. And I know it's a cliche, but it's like,
man.
I know it's a cliche and it's overplayed, but it's like, listen, dude, I'm gonna make the most of this. You know what I mean? If I don't like something, I'm gonna get away from it. And if I love something, I'm gonna run after it. And like that's how I make my decisions. And it's like, am I gonna regret this when I'm old, when death comes for me? You know what I mean? Am I gonna go kicking and screaming, or am I gonna go with a smile on my face? Like,
life's too short, man.
Got me.
Too short. It's too short, man. In the blink of an eye, next thing you know, you're 80-something years old, and you're like, man, like that's not a long time. When you start calculating the number of days and then the time, it almost like gives you and it puts it into perspective. Gosh, Lee, I need some water up here. But of how much time that you really have, right? How many days are left? And so it's like there was a story that this guy, I think it was a real story. His mom had passed. His I'll tell the short version. His dad has passed. All his brothers and sisters have passed, but he gave himself 24 hours to be mad at that and to be angry, and then kept it pushing, because he said, not the more time he wasted on that, but the more time he dawned on that was less time that he can still keep going to fulfill what he was supposed to do. Dude, you know how hard and how much of a mental state that you have to be in, that all your family members just died around you, right? And then you're telling yourself, pick it up, let's go, right? But but he's understanding that, man, this lifetime is so short, man. Yeah. So short, right? And in the blink of an eye, right? It's almost like you're getting a second chance, out of that car, one maneuver one way or the other way, it's over, But it's almost like puts us into perspective and then wakes us up to be like, okay, or gives us reinsurance to be like, all right,
Yeah. That's intense, dude.
Yeah.
Like I had a coach tell me, and I use this I've taken this with me throughout my life. You get 24 hours to celebrate a win, and you get 24 hours to soak in a loss.
Yeah.
Then it's back to work. Stay present, enjoy the process.
Yeah.
And your boy, you know, that's like
Yeah.
being able to do that with your family, you know, that's pretty intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's, you know, good for him, because it is true, man. It's like, definitely mourn.
Yeah.
And definitely pat yourself on the back when it's
Yes.
when it's the right time.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a period where that's over, and then you've got to move on,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's good or bad, you know, you
Because
can't.
it starts to become an excuse, right?
Well, you can let it. You know, too many pats on the back aren't
Yeah.
good, and
Yeah.
too many, you know, too many
Yeah.
putting yourself down or
Yeah.
feeling not so good.
Yeah.
You know, all those things can become a habit.
Yeah.
Rather than just, you know, a lot of times we just need to deal with our like with the negative emotions. We kind of put them off to the side, or we don't deal with them.
Don't talk about them.
And that anthill turns into a mountain.
Yeah.
You don't want it to turn into a mountain. It's the same thing with the wins and the losses.
Yeah.
A little bit, accept it, you know, pat on the back, you know what I mean? Feel, you know, kick yourself in the ass when you didn't, you know, you didn't win.
Yeah.
But only do it for 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know, practice that.
Yeah.
And then move on.
Yeah.
And if you could do that, I think it'll set you up.
Yeah, man. Short mind, short memory, right? It's like football. Something happens, next play.
Yeah. Have that amnesia.
Yeah.
You gotta have that amnesia.
You know, take note of it and work on it, you know, later in practice or in the week or something like that. But like in the thick of things, like next play, you know, and that's the outlook I think we just have to keep having for ourselves, and especially, you know, during this time, during this quarantine, during this COVID, finding that beauty within the storm, right? And understanding that there's a reason why we're all in this, right? There is a reason, or there's something that you need to be doing, or that you need to pick up, or that you need to be reading, right? Or maybe you just needed the time off, man, like, and not be doing nothing and spend it with your family, right? And so, even taking a moment to, instead of thinking on the other side of how this is going, we're stuck in the house, this is crazy, yada, 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 be on the other side of it and understand, like, man, look at all the good that has come out of this, you know? And then again, that's going back to that mindset, the positivity, man. And boom, just understanding that, you know, you can keep being your best self. You just got to keep finding it, you know?
So don't get me wrong about this COVID-19 situation, this whole quarantine. I think it being the lockdowns bullshit.
Yeah.
I think everything that's kind of happened, the way things have been handled, I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
I think we've overreacted. I think a lot of silliness has taken place. I think the media should be tried as criminals, right? But
Yeah.
The positive that came out of this was like you said, we did have time.
Yeah.
We got time. This is the first time in anybody's life that's alive on the planet where they don't have nowhere to be.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to rush to, nowhere to be, nowhere you gotta do. Just whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Now you may be confined to your house, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, your imagination is boundless.
Yeah.
If you got a cell phone, if you got an internet access, like you got friends, family around you.
Yeah.
You got everything you need.
Yeah.
You've got the ability to be able to spend think about this. You've got, well, maybe not you, because I know you've been working more now than you were before doing all the live video chats live video workouts. But for most people in other industries, like there's not anything they can do. You know, maybe they have some Zoom calls here and there or whatever, but they got literally probably 23 hours of the day to spend with their family.
Yeah.
And think about that. Most people don't get that kind of time. They're waking up, they're getting the kids off to school, they're getting off to work, then they got, you know, whatever extracurriculars they got to do, then they're getting back with the family. You know, you're not getting as much time, and they're rushed. People are rushed. Everyone's always working. I got to do more. I got to do this. I got to get more money. I got to get this promotion. I got to do this to get this so I can do that and buy this. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
What this has shown us, what COVID-19 has showed, the quarantine has shown us, is what's really important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not athletics, it's
Simple
not
things,
entertainment, it's your friends.
Yeah.
It's your family.
Yeah.
And it's that interpersonal connection.
Yeah.
You know, like we're connected now more than ever via internet, via the phone, especially with the quarantine. But it's for me, I'm realizing what's driving me crazy is when I'm not seeing people.
Yeah.
When I'm not around people, you know, and like I'm not always, you know, I like to be around people. Again, you know, I've got a part of me that's very introverted, but then, you know, I got another side of me that's or I'm very extroverted, but I got a part of me that's introverted as well. You know, I get around a bunch of people, and then, you know, sometimes I need a day or so to kind of recharge, you know, because it can take a lot out of me. But now it's like I'm not getting any human interaction. And, you know, I've got a quarantine buddy, and I've got people that I'm able to talk and stay in contact with, and because Florida's, you know, I work out and walk, and I got a lake right by me, and I got a little routine that I see. But like I'm seeing people out there that normally wouldn't be out there.
That's good.
Hanging out in the park with a friend, just them and another person. Hanging out in the park, working out, doing things, just living, enjoying life, not stressing about a job, putting a suit on, having some pencil neck that's underqualified telling you what to do. You know what I mean? You got to do this. I know that we created this pointless job. You know what I mean? Because we had to give another title. You're an inspector of an inspector, so you've got to do this mindless work so we can justify paying you a wage so you can buy shit you don't need. You know, but it's like, yo.
Yeah.
When you're 80 years old and death comes for you, are you going to really care about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think what this has shown us is that shit doesn't matter. And I'm hoping that when we come back from the quarantine, that people are living a little bit slower, more present, more mindful of the fact that, you know, getting those extra hours of work, you know, might not be as important as getting those extra hours with your friends and your family, or taking care of yourself. And and hopefully when people come back, as much as I love to work hard and I like to be disciplined and I like to go, I'm starting to learn, you know what I mean? I need to love myself a little bit more. Yeah,
definitely.
You know, I'm hard on myself. You know, I'm real hard on myself. And it's like, maybe I need to love me a little bit more. Maybe I need to open my heart to people loving me a little bit more, you know, because I'm too focused on working hard and achieving stuff. And I'm missing out on some of this other important spectrums of my life, you know, that I've neglected. And it's like, I need to find a little bit more balance. And I'm hoping that maybe this quarantine is going to help people find a little bit more balance.
Yeah. And, you know, people have to have the open mind to have that balance, right? Or because balance,
or they just need to be showed.
You know, I think
because I think a lot of times we get shown something else in society, and a lot of people still believe what they're told.
Oh my gosh,
you know, they just believe everything you're given, and I get it. You know, it's like, who do you thought you're supposed to believe that? I think one of the things that helped me is like my rebellious attitude. I question everything. That's why in the third grade I was arguing with Colleen. You know what I mean? I was arguing with Colleen about God. You know what I mean? I got this natural rebellious. I just question everything. And I just think it's very important. You just got to question everything. Even if you think it's right, question it. Question yourself. I think it's important to question things and question your teachers. Question authority figures, question yourself, question your parents. You know, your parents are going to be pissed. You know what I mean? Mom never likes getting questioned. You know what I mean? I brought you into this world. I'll take you out. You know what I mean? She'd be saying that shit. Mom, you little as hell. You ain't whooping my ass no more. I'm too damn big. And but question everything. And I think people need to be shown that there's another way to live.
Yeah.
You know, I think right now the model has been,
oh my gosh,
that you got to live,
Jeez.
you know, at this age, you go to college.
Yeah.
Then after that, you get a job. And then at this time, you should get married and you have a kid and you live your life from A, B to C. And here are the lines and here are the dots and connect them and do this. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm the artist here. This is a blank canvas, you know what I mean? And I'm Van Gogh, and I'm here to paint my starry night.
But
you know what I mean? Except for I'm not cutting my ear off, okay? Because I like them. I got pretty ears.
This is what it's showing you, because it's putting people in really uncomfortable spots, right? And unless you're just comfortable with not doing anything, you're going to have to find something or some way to try to beat this, right? And so now you're developing again a new sense of like, okay, I'm in an uncomfortable spot now. There is going to be some changes. I have to be open to these changes in order to grow, or you see what I'm saying? Or I'm being showed, like you said, a new direction in which I need to take.
Sometimes the universe sends little, you know, little messages.
Yeah.
You know, and they send them in, they're like all different forms of communication. Little messengers come into your life, whether they're people or things or incidences, you know what I mean? They come in your life, and sometimes they whisper and sometimes they smash you over the head with a club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like they're always out there, and that's why that's important to take that deep breath.
Yeah.
And to be still. And to like be able to kind of see the landscape and listen. And that goes back to me talking about the gut, trusting your gut, that intuition.
Yeah.
And just being able to not be so rigid and be adaptable. And like, hey, you know, after this quarantine, a lot of industries are going to be affected forever.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd like to think things are going to go back to normal life because we're human beings. And like, why the hell not? But like, I don't know. So it's just like,
it's a
we've got to be able to adapt to what's going to come, and who knows what the new stuff will bring. Maybe it'll be better, more efficient.
I think it's going to pull people out of their, like, it's just the comfort zone, but we're going to see more entrepreneurs. You see what I'm saying? I think because this is a new wave that we're in, and we're experiencing it now. And so I think that new wave is going to be more entrepreneurs, right? And knowing that something like this can very well happen, right? If you don't have different things put in place, right, to be prepared when this happens. Also, too, this is helping others find their new avenues in which they're like, man, this is what I need to be going. So I think we're going to see a totally different new wave of how people do things or add on to what they were doing before. And, you know, even with a lot of the takeout services, right? They're like, I've been seeing, you know, people deliver that don't deliver.
Yeah.
Maybe this is something that they're going to add into their thing once or twice a week to just try to get their business out of there, you know, or whatnot. And so I think there is some, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of good in this, but I think really from the working standpoint that people, you know, they're going to find a different way of just working and doing things, right? Because, I don't know how long we're going to be in this span of distance. And
yeah, it seems like everybody's starting to get sick of it across the country.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I feel as much as this is a shitty situation, much as, you know, you can find a lot of negative in it, I think a lot of positive is going to come out of it.
Yeah.
I think where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Humans are very clever. We are very clever creatures, and we've always kind of found a way to adapt and overcome any circumstances or situations that we get in.
Yeah.
This is going to be no different. We're going to come out of this refreshed with a breath, a new perspective, a collective. Collectively, we're going to have a new perspective, and I think we're going to come out of this with a different, you know, kind of sight going forward. And I hope that carries on. You know what I mean? Well after the quarantine, and I think it's going to kind of take us in a new direction. Yeah. And some people are afraid of it, and, you know, that's just because people are afraid to change, but I think there's going to be a lot of positive here, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
you can't be afraid of it, man. You got to attack it head on.
Well, change is inevitable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, that's why we have to do a good enough job of everybody just kind of bring everybody along, and not just helping our friends, but reach out to other people, right? I think, that are in need, that might need some guidance, that might need some showing, that might just need a boost to make sure that their ends are meet too. And so everybody's kind of
looking out for the people in need.
Yeah, man. And
I mean, look, if all the people that are pro shutting down the country, want to shut down the country because they want to save somebody's life, well, when this is over, I mean, we should continue to help the people, because people are going to be hurting economically. The economy is going to be hurt. Let's just be serious. We're going to be in some shit. We're in some shit for a while. We're going to have to find our way out of this, and people are going to be hurting. And it's like, carry that energy out of quarantine. You know what I mean? And carry that to the people that are going to be in need. Look out for people. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the only reason why we are the greatest species, I shouldn't say the greatest, but like, we are the power species of the planet. We control our environment. We can barter with time. We understand sacrifice of time to get things. That's why we run, the world the way we do. And it's just like, we got there by working with each other, caring for each other. And we can't forget that, no matter how much technology kind of gets in the way with that. We got to get back to like helping people. We're a unit, and looking out for it. We are. All of us are,
man. Like one freaking unit. And that's where we all are working together. And but I think we forget about that. We all see each other as like individuals. It goes back to that thing about wanting that next person to win. Because if you're winning, they're winning, you're winning. You know what I'm saying? So like, we are a unit, and especially with this COVID thing, we're going to need every swinging person there is to be able to pull it together, right? And just fight to make ends meet, right? To keep those small businesses going. Because I feel like that, we can't let those go under. Because
because think about it, those small mom and pop businesses go under.
Man,
the big corporations are going to be fine. Big ones are going to be fine. They got their bailout money, and plus they got all the money that they're going to need. Right. And they'll bounce back from it. They'll take a hit. They'll take a hit, but they'll be able to bounce back. And when they bounce back, they're going to gobble up all that real estate, all the mom and pop shops. So not only is those mom and pop shops going to go out, then there's not even going to be other mom and pop shops be able to go in those spots, because those big corporations are going to come and gobble up all that space. And it's just going to turn more and more towards like just these huge like corporate oligarchies in the country. And it's not good. You know what I mean? America's built on small businesses. And it's just like, so support the small businesses. And you do that, like, you support people in this country where you spend your dollar. So just be conscious of that. Spend your dollar, and somewhere where you got a friend that's got a business open, it's coming, and they got a service a good, pay them. Don't ask them for it for free. Help them. You know what I mean? You know how that is. People be asking for free shit all the time. Listen, I got bills to pay. I don't know. I know we've known each other for 20 years. But that doesn't help me pay my bills, okay? Your love and support don't help me pay my bills. You know what I mean? Buy my workout plan. Buy my T-shirt. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the alert button. Notify. You know what I mean? Help me out. Watch it. Let me get that YouTube duration time. Watch that film.
Yes, sir.
Spread the word. Share and retweet. No, you cannot get free shit. I'll give you a shout out, though. You know what I mean? I'll give you a shout out on the show.
Hey, man. Sometimes, dude, shout outs nowadays are money. Dude, money. That's like,
it's crazy what you can make money off of these days. There's a lot of shit you can make money off these days.
But you have to be willing to want to look and dig deep. You
just got to get creative. You know what I mean? The internet's crazy, bro. So many ways you can make money now. You just got to be creative, and you got to be willing to put yourself. You just got to be willing to fail. And I think that you just got to be willing to fail. So people think confidence is like this, like innate skill you're just born with it, but like confidence comes from like getting competent. You get competent by, you got to trial and error. You got to fail a lot. The more you fail and like have egg on your face, the more the less scary that gets.
Yeah.
And the less scary that gets, the more it's easy to be calm and present, be within yourself, and just be your fullest self. And that's where the confidence comes from.
We don't feel enough. No. People just, I don't know. You know, it's literally, we need to do it more, right? We need to do it more, and it needs to hurt, right? Because when it hurts like that, you're like, I don't want that feeling again. I'm going to try harder. And then you're going to get a little taste. You're going to try even harder, right?
Well, I'm trying to get to the point where it stops hurting, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sick and tired again. I'm sick and tired of all this hurting, dog. You know what I mean?
But there's going to be a really big hurt. I think for me, there was I'm a hard hat guy. You know that. Yeah. Go to work and do my thing. I think, you know, the last one was, you know, when I got released from WWE, that one hurt just because, you know, like I said, you put every ounce into it, right? You know, and you see the potential. You see, you heard what they have told you. This is almost the second time you've, like I said, you know, Seahawks said something similar, or I was in a different situation that was going to set things up for good things, you know. But I think it was that and hitting that rock bottom. It was like, okay, let's go do this thing.
Yeah,
you know, and it's been one of the greatest things that, you know, has almost happened. You know, leading when you look back out of everything that your storyline, you're like, man, it's crazy how things line up and propel me to where I'm at right now, right? And so, and the journey's not even done, right? And so we're all still reaching, you know, or it should be reaching for even higher. When we get to one destination, it should be like, okay, what's the next destination? Where are we going? Okay, what's the next one? Boom, let's keep knocking them down. Reach as far as you go. I think we just reach right here, right? And we don't really stretch out. Right? If we stretch out and then keep stretching, man, again, you know, the world's a different place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see, man. We will see what this quarantine turns into.
I got high hopes. I'm feeling positive.
Yeah. And where this thing leads us to, it's a new direction, right? And we just got to definitely move with the wind, shake with it, unite together, and just keep fighting back, you know. And so the fight's within us, and so we got to be the ones, one unit to really fight back, give back, and go attack it. So
hell yeah, man. You got anything coming up? You got anything you trying to promote right now?
Man, you know, honestly, not really. I just, like I said, just got the training things going on. 53 squad, and a lot of people ask what that is. So 53 is the active members on a football roster, and squad is who you're training with. So either you're in the game or you're on the bench, right? So that's how I get 53 squad. And so there's that. There's a lot of the virtual stuff I'm doing. If you guys, you know, are looking for me, just, you know, type in my name, Demitrius Bronson. There's a lot of things I'm working with. Ruckus, the cycling studio, and they're in the movement of doing some great things and being a part of those great things. What else? Gosh, you know, I'm with teams, training teams, man. I've been able to have some really good trainers in my life. One in particular, James Lawrence, out in Seattle, to be able to help me and guide me on both sides of training, to be knowing the sports performance side and also knowing the adult side.
Yeah. And
so I'm able to combine those two into one, but pulling everything I've learned from my past experience with football. And so what's being created is it's almost a way, a lifestyle of training, whether in performance or not. It's how you should attack every session, is how you should attack your daily life, right? And so putting that in there, holding people accountable, you know, the small details. We forget about the details of things, right? The finishing, right? The competing aspect of it, the getting out of your comfort zone. Those are the little minor details that really separate you from a good person to a great person. And people think you need to go shoot 100 more shots, but if you're detailed about the 50 shots that you took, right?
Yeah.
It makes a whole lot of difference. Doing that, man, just steady building. Where I'm at right now, I'm going to be at another place next year and another place next year. And so
ever growing.
The build is always there. The growth is always there, but I'm growing at the right pace at the right time. You know, a lot of times you're like, man, I want that Ferrari now. I'm like, let's go. But then, dude, you still got to settle for the Honda, even though there's still some dope cars, or, you know, or the Love Bug or something like that until you get to, you know, where you want to get to. But not just getting there, but having an impact while you make your way up there. You see what I'm saying? So that's that. And just trying to make the world a better place, you know. I got this outlook on it that we can literally, you know, it's cheesy, but what we put our mind to, we can do it, man. And I'm a firm believer we can beat the odds. We can, you know, beat different things, but we have to put our mind in that state and want to have that winning mentality to get it there. And so that's just the outlooks I take on just my training approach and also really getting you out of that comfort zone, man. Like
yeah.
It's key. It's a necessity. You have to do it. If not, then you're just on cruise control the whole time. You know, when that storm hits, it just wipes you away. Cause you're not, you know, so. But shoot, that is it, man. And just loving life, watching the kids grow, being that family dad, and you know, working on that day in and day out. So, but that's about it, man.
I love it, man. I love it. I love that you exist. I love that you're out there, dude. Super inspirational, dude.
Yeah.
Glad you're in the community. Glad you're making a difference. And I'm glad to have you on the drop, my man.
Appreciate you, man. This is dope.
Hell yeah, brother. Appreciate you. Let's get up out of here.
Enjoy, dope.